107.5 FM. From the top of Wologisi to the beaches of Maryland, we cover Liberia like nobody else does. This is Spoon 107.5 FM.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on congratulate my brother, to spoon. got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. You want to get the news update, Tuto Spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Skidibidibidabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua.
Spoon TV. Spoon
Balabadibadiba. Skidibidibidabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua.
The time here in Liberia is 6 minutes after 8 p.m. Today is Wednesday, the 28th day of August 2024. A pleasant night to you wherever it is you listening to us from across Liberia, whether you're there in Lofa County, in Bomi County, in Bon County, in Bapolu County, or in Grand Jida County. If you're listening to us in Sino County, in Nimba County, in River G County, Monserrado County, we'd love to say welcome to you. Or better still, you're listening to us there in Riverside County, Bon County via different media outlets. We want to tell you that those of you listening to us in Grand Cape Mount County, we're doing our best to have relationships with as many stations in the various counties as possible, so that this show, reaches far beyond as we already are doing. That is our intent, and we're working tirelessly to make sure that every nook and corner of Liberia, Liberians can listen to Spoon Talk on their local radio stations as well. For those of you watching us all around the world, we'd love to say a pleasant welcome to you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you, depending on where you're watching us from. Spoon Talk, another day. One of the earliest comments, made me laugh backstage. And Marco Pakla said, boom, we here again. That's how addictive the show is. Someone also commented that I'm early in class today. Woo, the person felt so proud. I'm trying to look for that comment that they were commenting at least 2 or 3 minutes into the show, and they felt so great. So Marco Pakla, that's your comment. Boom, we in. And someone commented, I'm trying to get that comment where they said, okay, yeah. So it's Binda William said, wow, I came to class so soon. That's an achievement. Yeah, so the rest of the panelists are definitely going to join on the show. It promises to be fiery as always. I do see Dr. Richardson in the background. She's probably a fan of FC Barrow because she's wearing all red. For some reason, today is Red Wednesday. But she's got like just in the ready to bring herself on. She got that power, she got that power to bring herself on whenever she chooses. But a lot of things happening in the country. Dr. Francine Chino Richardson, how are you doing, ma'am? You muted.
I'm doing well. I see you laughing at my red and connecting me with Baru, huh?
Yeah, it reminds me of the song Lady in Red. We can sing. We used to be in a choir somewhere way down the line. Yeah.
Let your boss Boomberger can teach you.
What's all you now?
Yeah, Oro, how you? I saw you guys today. Once again, you guys did it, man. You looked so professional. You had a history of the case. You had us in suspense for a little bit. Trying to figure out what was happening in the courtroom. I knew you guys knew what happened in that courtroom. The way y'all were talking, but y'all wanted to hold it small, right?
Yeah, Dr. Richardson, we want to say thank you to the entire team. It's a team effort. We have colleagues that are stationed at various points to give us information. we are just privileged to be the anchors that you see in front of your TV screens, but it's an entire network of reporters, correspondents, researchers, and we also reach out to sources for information to learn new things, to know how things are going to go, if it goes left or right, what will be the implications, and all of that. So, congratulations to the entire team today. It was a coordinated effort. And did we know what was happening? To some extent, we couldn't preempt, but when the Chief Justice started to lay out plans, count number one, count number two,
Mhm.
those were counts that were establishing doubts clearly,
Yeah.
that reasonable doubt was established, and a substantial amount of reasonable doubt as well. So when she reversed the ruling, it didn't come as a surprise, as we were seeing the counts that were coming in, and they were not in favor of the Republic of Liberia, that was the appellee. And the fact that the Solicitor General, the Ministry of Justice, didn't even show up for the ruling today in this landmark case also was a telltale sign. But that couldn't make us to preempt what the final ruling would have been. But as it is, the supporters of Councillor Musu Scott and the three others that were acquitted today, they're celebrating. But the key question that I kept repeating on the live coverage is, if these people are legally innocent, then a perpetrator or perpetrators are moving around that haven't been brought to book. So, meaning the case of Charlo Musu, while it's celebratory today for those that were released, there hasn't been victory in this case. And it speaks a lot to our judicial system, how we prosecute cases, what we need to do. We can't keep losing high profile cases as a state. We need to start looking into more scientific methods of collecting evidence, DNA, forensic crime scene protection, and the rest of these things that makes it a bit difficult or more difficult in advanced countries for people just to get away with crimes. People do get away in advanced countries, but if you look at the rate at which they prosecute beyond all reasonable doubt in criminal cases, you can't compare that to Liberia as well. And Councillor Scott says something. The fact that she did go through the experience, it also opened her eyes to how many Liberians are languishing in our various prison facilities across the country because they cannot afford to have 34 lawyers represent them, or international community giving them support, or social how do you call them, civil society organizations giving them support. So if we have a high profile case that the state should have handled with so much care, caution, and precautions, then what about those who their names don't matter at all?
Yeah. You and I are thinking along the same way, the same lines of thoughts here, because, when I heard you say that the government of Liberia failed to link the other accusers to the killing, to the murder, when I heard you say that, I just knew it was over. It was over. And I was thinking the case was heavily influenced by politics, if you ask me. There was so much politics involved in this case, considering that she was a high profile person. And I couldn't help but to wonder about, the people who are in prison and who can't afford, to appeal to the Supreme Court, So I kept on thinking about that. I just, I know, yes, I'm happy for her. I'm sure her family is happy for her. But my mind goes out to, those who cannot afford to have an appeal, to pay for an appeal, to hire the best lawyers. And to me, I had questions about what does it say about justice system. It says a lot. It says a lot about the way we collect evidence. It says a lot about our forensic part. It says a lot about our law enforcement, because there was one part where, I believe I read somewhere where the law enforcement did not gather proper information, or either that information wasn't properly and effectively passed on to the legal representatives. And so, we have a lot of work to do, like in so many areas of our country. We have a lot. It's like Liberia just got born. It's like she's at a baby stage. And that's today I was even more convinced that we have a lot of work to do in our country. I'm sure we're going to expand on this more. I have a lot more to say about it. Yesterday, I didn't really want to talk about it because the case to me is very sensitive. We're talking about the murder, the death of a loved one, of a young girl, a promising girl who I believe she was about to graduate, and then you're talking about family members, you're talking about older women, one who has a very high profile. So when you put all of those things together, I think I'm very cautious as to how I speak about those kinds of things because I really don't have all the evidence in front of me, and I don't want to make any impromptu remarks because of the sensitivity of the case. And so it touches me a lot when I think about just how the whole thing evolved and the politics of who wanted to protect who, or is it just because of who's in power that this person got away? And lastly, you said the safety and security of Morovia. If somebody's walking around who reportedly is the perpetrator in the neighborhood, maybe, or maybe not, maybe they ran away or what. So all of those things, that those are hard things to talk about, Diamond. Those are touching things, I think. But I'm sure we're going to get into it. We're going to discuss it. We're going to slice and dice it, whatever way you want to put it. And everyone's going to have an opinion about it. And we're going to move forward with it. And then, of course, there's so many more, to talk about as well. So there were other trending stories. I think I heard that you guys talk about the asset recovery team case. That was another case that was at the Supreme Court today, right?
Yes, Dr. Richardson. In fact, the 18th session of the March term of court of the Supreme Court had 11 cases for which the full bench of the Supreme Court was to render opinions on. So today, 2 murder cases were reversed by the full bench of the Supreme Court. One of the cases, case number 4, involved a prayer mother, Martha Doe, and co-defendants from Grand Bassa County. A couple of months back, as late 2023, there was a story from Grand Bassa where a man reportedly ill went to a prayer mother in Grand Bassa, and he got missing or disappeared and was subsequently found dead. She was tried in the lower courts and she was convicted. The Supreme Court on today reversed that ruling as well. There were other civil cases, property cases, and the rest. And case number 8 was that of the asset recovery and property retrieval task force versus Gracious Right. Remember, Gracious Right took the case to the full bench of the Supreme Court after the judge in chambers, the justice in chambers, Justice Yusuf Kaba, had denied their petition for a writ of prohibition. So they sought the last legal remedy to go to the full bench of the Supreme Court, questioning the constitutionality of the asset recovery task force established by Executive Order 126 issued by President Joseph Boakai in March of this year. So the Supreme Court entertained arguments. Both sides argued. Councillor Claire Martin of the Asset Recovery argued that yes, the president has got the rights under the Constitution. The lawyer, Councillor Wiggins Wright, former Associate Justice, Republic of Liberia, also argued that if the president wanted to establish an asset recovery task force, he needed to have used the legislature, that is their constitutional function, to promulgate laws and establish institutions in our country. Or better still, the president could have amended the act creating the LACC and give it an asset recovery and property retrieval side as well. But the Supreme Court reserved ruling. It did not hand down the ruling on today as was expected. In fact, they jumped over case number 8 and went to case number 10 and subsequently case number 11. The Gloria Musu Scott appeal was the last case on the docket for today. The Chief Justice delivered the opinion of the Supreme Court on that case today. She didn't read the 100 pages document. She said the press should get hold of that, the indictment. The document from the lower court was 36 pages. She read every eyewitness's account and every witness that was brought in by both the prosecution and the defense, and then went on to state the full counts for which their verdict was reversed on today. Count number one, the prosecution did not provide the object that was used to have stabbed Chalo Musu 9 times. Count number two, the prosecution also failed to have identified the roles of each individual in the murder. How many of them stabbed her 9 times? Who played what role? And what did each do? The prosecution failed, according to the ruling of the full bench of the Supreme Court, to state the individual roles. Thirdly, the pathologist had admitted that indeed there was a male DNA under the fingernails of the deceased, and that was foreign. That was the third count, and the fourth count was that the prosecution also did admit that there was the burglary of the compound on 2 occasions, meaning it was not impregnable. It was not, a place that was so fortified that an intruder couldn't have entered. So all those counts established doubt, and hence the Supreme Court reversed the ruling and ordered that they be released immediately. A mandate was handed down from the Supreme Court to the lower court, that's Criminal Code A, subsequently taken to the Monrovia Central Prison, to the superintendent and all those relevant authorities to have them, released after they were committed by the court to that institution. Lifetime imprisonment, their previous sentence was. But now, will the case be reopened? Will we see new individuals being named as persons of interest and all of those things? But for now, Chalo's murderer or murderers have not been brought to book. Dag, you muted.
Thank you. I'm sure we're going to go into it with all these counts, but you know what? I learned something from you guys today, and it was about Gracious Ride. So it's interesting that Gracious Ride is arguing the constitutionality of the executive order. They are not arguing about if the car should be recovered because it may be Liberia's property. I thought that was interesting. And I think you guys were giving the term of the executive order. I heard you say it's 2 years, right?
It goes for 1 year.
1 year.
But it can only be renewed thrice by the president, 3 times. He cannot renew it more than 3 times.
Yes. So do you think that Gracious Ride is trying to push this until we get to the point where the executive order cannot be renewed, because it can only be renewed twice? So then maybe they'll keep fighting this case to the constitutionality, which doesn't even make any sense to me at all. And maybe a judge will say, listen, we're going to put a stop to this argument and going to get straight to the chase, which is, does the cars, or did you guys loot the Liberian people coffer to purchase this car, or it belongs to you guys? So who owns the cars? That's all I want to know. I don't want to know about constitutionality, about executive order right now. So I thought you guys, your explanation about, the adding, they thought that, they arguing this constitutionality of the executive order was very informative.
Yeah, Dr. Richardson, you guys will discuss that in depth, I should say, a lot, from the onset of the case up to the writ of prohibition being filed and down to the full bench of the Supreme Court. What is before the full bench now is constitutionality, whether it's constitutional for the task force to be going after Gracious Ride, whether or not they have the legal backing by law and all of that. And once that is established, probably Gracious Ride will file another lawsuit that, okay, now this is established that it's legal. Let's now go to ownership and as well. Remember, at one point in the case, Gracious Ride was they were told to bring their title documents to these vehicles and all of that. So we'll get to that. Come what may, the Supreme Court will definitely hand down a ruling. In that case, the full bench will. The court goes on recess tomorrow. So once they back from their recess, I'm sure that will be one of the top cases for them to hand down their ruling as well. Remember, a new justice in chamber, a new associate justice will take seat. Her Honor, Sianen Clinton Johnson, will be taking her seat as well. So today we only had 3 of the justices in chamber. Justice Yemin Kwekwe Bese was excused due present as well. But before we go to the phone lines, I know Liberians want to interact quickly. Remember, we have at least 35 minutes before
Yes.
that. Senator McGill has withdrawn through his lawyers the writ of prohibition filed against the LACC to the Supreme Court of Liberia. I just got that information a couple of minutes ago. According to the Margibi County Senator, it's in light of peace, transparency, accountability, and all of that. So the writ that he and his legal team prayed for to the Supreme Court, a writ of prohibition, to stop the LACC from conducting further investigations, he and his legal team, which is well within their rights, have withdrawn, that writ prayed for. Also, the EPA, the government of Liberia, to the EPA, has shut down China Union for environmental reasons, that they failed to acquire environmental permits and the rest of the others. So China Union has been shut down by the EPA, that's the government of Liberia, through the Environmental Protection Agency. So we go to the phone lines now for you to tell us what's on your minds. 1 minute per caller, which is how we kickstart the show. Aside giving you updates, we want you to also update us by telling us what's on your minds. Diverse issues all across the country. 077771075, 055101075. Those are the numbers to call, and once you call, it's 1 minute per caller. So let's hear you out and tell us what's on your minds. The number again is 077771075, 055101075. Those are the numbers to call, and you'll be live on Spoon Talk telling us what's on your mind. 1 minute per caller. Let's respect the time and let's work within the time as well. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Let's hear you out.
Yeah, I think thank you for the. I have to say thank you to the Spoon family, especially the CEO, the former CEO. I want to say thank you to him very much for Liberian people. All right, what on my mind is this. I would like to tell my president to listen to the people, to listen, send people out to listen. And when they can resort to him, we must know how to take care of that resort for us to be able to get better at our work. We should not mind anybody friends to need to stay in the comment. Not for him to show. And some people, because feel in the past, they want him to feel now.
Okay,
so
ma'am.
Focus. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. That's what's on her mind. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you out, please.
Yes, my name is David Farman, and I'm calling from district number 3. Good evening, my beautiful, handsome, charming, moving, strong President JND. I want to give you everything. If I had enough adjectives to describe you, I would do it. Look, President Boakais, we didn't swim in that water on fly in every way. You promised to fight corruption. And I don't want you to be deterred by these guys. That have been their plan. They play a long time and they're going to be doing these things, coming up with different tactics so that you will just relax on prosecuting them.
Okay.
So, go after them. Even those that are in your government who have not declared their assets, I ask you to go after them.
All right, sir.
We think on a matter of change, on a matter of rescue, we must rescue. Don't give up.
All right.
Not to prosecute corrupt officials. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very for calling. We move back to this line. Hello. Pleasant night to you, sir. Let's hear you out.
Thank you. Governor is my name. Good evening to the other panelists. That moment, I tell you, I've joined. We supported the government with all media settled the issue of the law. So it's time for us to. Not every day we'll be talking about politics. But now I get small suggestion from my government and recommendation, and I hope they will work on it. Damo, culture, rely on the donor to go forward. I want to say we can generate money in the country. So that is something our passion generating millions of dollars in Liberia here. We parking lot. We play parking lot. If our government can see all the 50, even in this way, maybe it's on this way, they can get 2 your full parking lot. You
All
can
right.
generate a lot of money for that. Like, for example, each car, 150, that private people that doing it, you government, you facing you, and that one too, that another job creation. They will be working, they will get plenty money. Vehicle is plenty. We don't buy their keke there, car there. So if we do that, we can generate our own money.
All
But
right, sir.
every
Thank
day,
you.
they don't know there. We can create that their own government can help to build that there, the parking lot. So that if the car like 100, that 50, even for that we can get money.
All right, Chief.
You do that one year, we'll get plenty money. So I beg you, I hope my president is listening to me. So
Thank you,
that is
Chief.
one of the suggestions. So that they could, otherwise, the way they continue, they made a
Chief, I'm sorry, but I have to let you go. We have to respect the time. I think you've made your point. It's a silent one. Boomberger, what's up? How are you, sir?
You see, again, you can see your mistake. You tell the man, say the man point at silly point. How you can't say the man? No, but the man understand that you say silly point. Just say your point is a good one.
All right, your point is a good one.
Yeah, thank you. The man can't tell you later and he said your point is a salient one. The man think that you think say point. But Papa, sorry, that diamond they brought in the no BB English, Papa. Sorry, yeah. What you say we hear you. You saying the right thing. Yeah, man. The old man cannot tell you late colloquial. You say your point. I say, Papa say, oh. So my son Diamond I calls me say my point. I said the point. Oh man. This life. But what's up, Diamond man? I'm proud of you guys. You guys did extremely well today.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. I appreciate the comments coming from you. Means a lot to the team. And that's what we do, and we're proud of the work that we put in as a team as well. So thank you to everybody else for the comments. We as a team, we take them highly, and we work to continue doing what we do and better off our skills to bring you all of the news happening across the country.
Don't bring anyone on till I'm going to bring everybody on, okay?
All right.
Yeah, don't bring anybody in the battle and stay in the back small. But because you guys did a great job, seriously, I must admit, and I think the people should appreciate you. So we're gonna do some kind of offering thing today. I see everybody calling me. I say you call me, but you gotta appreciate the stuff now. And, they gotta went on. It was raining, right? At some point, the rain stopped. Am I correct?
Yeah, it was raining for a larger portion of the day.
I saw you in Zigo. I saw you. You were acting like. The real diamond slanger, like you went to do business. I mean, what is under your sleeve in the thing? Someday you don't want to do it. Someday you eager. That's today part you are in pure Zigo. But in the meantime, put an offering basket up. I mean, everybody you got to contribute to Diamond, Nelson, Haji, Choco, and everybody today. Listen, they did extremely well. And I will announce though, I think Spoon will be at the UNGA if all goes well, and probably if all goes well, Spoon will be reporting from New York. I think you guys, if you really want to see it, we're going to discuss the show, but if you really want to see it happen, like Diamond Slanger on the street of New York, at the United Nations, I'm Diamond Slanger reporting for Spoon. Imagine you hearing that. That one put an offering basket on there.
I'm looking at the offering number.
And Glenny, the last time you said you're going to send something, you didn't. So do it today. What the guys did, man, I'm serious.
Diamond, please send me a sandwich.
You cannot send you sandwich. You gotta do it. Don't get Diamond in trouble before TT fire Diamond, please. You got to do it through the system. Yeah, if you want to do it, don't announce it. Once TT picking up, get in trouble. But there's an issue though. And Damo was saying you guys were complaining that the microphone was grinding. It's true. They got microphone, but we bought that one in the country. We want to get some from America. All right. Damo, let the thing scroll. You want to do it like that so everybody can come?
Yeah.
We want you guys, and Damo, how much for one of that thing you bought? How much for one of that microphone?
200 for one.
Okay, so 200 for one. Let me say this to you. At Best Buy, I was able to get it for $139. The same thing at Best Buy. We bought a lot almost a year ago, but those things can break because the beginning octave whatsoever, it can have a problem. So they need a lot. Even when they go to Mika, they go to the president and they're covering this different program. You hear that, that grandson. And I was on the phone today. People say, Stanton, can you tell them to make the adjustment? Yes, we can. But those things are kind of old. So today they're offering basket on as we go through the different topic for today. We'll start with Glenny, we'll start with Dr. Richardson, and everyone that will come on spoon. You know, these people that come on spoon, they don't contribute. Glenny making $9,000 every month. No. Let's say this. $9,000 every month.
You better stop it.
If you add her overtime and everything, she make $9,000 a month. Every 2 weeks, that's $4,500 net. If you take away the taxes now, the take home will come down to maybe that 39 or 38. All depends how many people she claim. Maybe she will claim 5 children, then it will go up. But if she claims 0, and then you know why people want to claim 0? They want to claim 0 because at the end it's less susum. If you claim 0 at the end of the year, Damo, you get big return coming back. So for example, Glenny making 45, right? So if Glenny claims 0 on her tax document, 0, it says she got no dependent whatsoever, then she will have for herself, they will be taking the $600-700. Then at the end of the year, when she filed her taxes, she can at least be coming with a $24,000, $16,000. But if Glenny claim 1 or 2, they will take less. You follow me, Dano? Instead of not taking $700-800, they will take $300 because she got people living with her. So maybe she will claim her mom and her 2 children, or her grandchildren. Dr. Richardson can claim her grandson. All right. Now, Glenny is single, so she cannot claim marriage because she alone. Dr. Richardson is married, so she got to claim marriage and household because she and Mr. Richardson. So these people are getting a lot of money. Dr. Richardson see one client. It's between $700 to $1,000 per hour. For 30 minutes, not hour. 30 minutes. It's apart from her regular job that she been on for 18 years, teaching at the university. Okay? So she getting the double. You know that song? Double. She getting the double. Glenny on, she work at the hospital. And she also go to what the dudes that say agency. So if Glenny comes from work, she can go do 1 or 2 hours somewhere through the agency. Agency on, no taxes, nothing. You can pay your taxes yourself. So that's $60 and $70 an hour. Easy. I was working as a nurse, I know. Easy. If you go to somebody's house for 1 hour, so they rich people here. When you're leaving, you do 5 hours there, $60, 1 hour, $70, they count your cash and give it to you, go home. At the end of the year, you can file your own
can
business.
Be serious, putting all the finances together.
If any of you here in America know what I'm talking about, I know we get to all this story. If I'm lying, please tell me. Please, we can. If you're in America, everything I'm saying is not true. Say it. Don't be afraid. This is the United States of America. So when somebody say they make 10,000, 12,000, the only downside to it, Nelson, the only downside, they will never sleep in their own bed. That bed will just be furnished. Because when they come home, they get ready to go to the other job.
So Fiona said, here comes the hot stepper bone breaker from Lexington who fears no evil but to family the truth.
So I'm saying this to say that look at Amelia Atia, that originally says CEO, that's true. Amelia, say your own contribution to the Cash App. If you say that true, there you go. Somebody again, you are right CEO, but all depends. James Elton double. People are saying this thing because I know what I know. I work in the system. I retired early though, but I work in the system. But that's the fact. When people come on the show and talk about you're living in America, these people that make a lot of money.
got trouble.
Make no mistake. So we need some microphone, folks. The network, what Diamond is doing, I want to send it to Diamond, let he just get everything. Diamond, can you tell people everything you need? Because the other day they almost bust your head on the CDC compound. For me, I don't have money to send. So the people got to provide for their own network. Diamond, can you tell the people what? Because the other day, tell them what happened to you at the CDC area. Go ahead, Diamond.
You didn't lead on the show. I already sent you the list of items that we need.
Diamond, you see that right there? This thing that your network, that you're running it now, I want you to take charge. I want you to own it. You know, own it, Diamond. Nelson, own it. Trocon, own it. James, own it. And you're the young people. Some of us that we got to lay back. I want to come on the show and just do my 2 hours phone talk and go. I don't want to worry about how you're getting paid, what you need. So tell the Liberian people, they appreciate you. Whole day, Glenny in my inbox. Glenny, I don't want to say it, but let me leave that one.
I'm tired of you, man.
I want to send a shout out to somebody. See you.
Forget what shout out.
The person watching, and the person is someone that appears on the show, right? But this person, whenever something is happening, they will always text me and will add at the end UP journalist. They will want the microphone to be set, but they will say UP journalist. And the person just sent me a text, and that's why I'm looking at the
person said you were shaking hand today when the old man came from the prison. They say you were shaking hand and you are happy more than a journalist. But listen, it comes with the territory, folks.
But I wasn't even happy in the first place. We have to remain neutral, emotionally neutral. I'm no party to the case in any way.
But listen, you did extremely well. I can tell you that. You and the team, because you headed the team. You did extremely well today. A lot of phone call came in. Yeah. A lot of people appreciate you, and you did. A lot of phone call came in. The people appreciate you. A lot of people want to say thank you. So again, this is what we need to do. If people call us the biggest in the country, I want you guys to go on Google right now and just go the leading political talk show in Liberia. See what will come up. The leading political talk show in Liberia. See what will come up. And we appreciate all of you that making this the biggest platform. I do appreciate you. I seriously. Sometimes it make me want to cry. It make me want to cry. It make me want to cry, seriously. You know, but at the end of the day, it's because of people like Dr. Richardson, like Glendy, like Mame, the Liberian people home, and all of our panelists. No matter where you find yourself, you make this so happy. That's why Fadika will never leave. Even if they gave him a job, he will still come back. He cannot leave. I must say this, but you know, at a certain time, we got to step back and give the young people a chance. And look at someone like Damon, and look at Nelson, and look at James, look at Trocon, look at the female staff in the office. It's time to give them a chance. And I should say this. Somebody reached out to me and said, Stanton, I should tell you this. I'll be responsible for Damon's salary. I said, seriously? They said, how much Damon making? I told them. They said, okay, I'm responsible for Damon's salary. Fatima said she's responsible for Nelson's salary. I'm getting surprised. They said, Stanton, you have done extremely well. Allow us to help the network. Allow us to contribute. And to be frank, I appreciate you all. So the cash app is up. We need some microphones. And we need actually a recording digital camera. Because whenever Diamond is doing that thing, people can call them on the cell phone, you know, and the cell phone always interrupted because they call them. And sometimes you say, oh, but what happened? Because they used the same cell phone. The network was able to give everybody a cell phone. The only person that brought a cell phone back was Diamond. Yeah. Damo said, "Why everybody get?" Let me tell you the secret. You see, I can't forget. Damo said, "Everybody at that time, Lenny, iPhone 13 just came out, right? Everybody had iPhone 13. We were looking for Damo, we couldn't find him. The last phone I left was iPhone 12. Damo brought the phone back and said, "Why everybody received iPhone 13, but we gave him iPhone 12?" So he wanted the phone. I look at people and I said, "Seriously?" He said, "Chief, all my friends are laughing at me. They all got iPhone 13. I alone got iPhone 12. Hey, CEO, can I get an iPhone 13? I said, "Begin. You late. You got to go out." Damo didn't take the phone. We end up buying phone for Damo, right? After a few months, we end up buying the iPhone 13 for Damo because he refused iPhone 12. That's how these guys fall. The same thing with the car issue. The network said we buy everybody a car. People say, "Oh yeah, we buy." Listen, man, it's just us. It's just the goodness of the country. We love what we do. We love it so much, and we want to encourage you. So, Damo, let us know what you guys actually need. People are saying they will contribute, and we hope they can, because it's important that we have the microphone. It's important that we have everything we need. I'm tired of buying it. I'm not going to buy it anymore. Again, I would just direct. Lenny cannot be on the show making $9,000 every month, and she expect me to go and buy it, or Dr. Richardson, or Uncle Sam that promised $100, and up to this time we have not gotten it. Fadiga that making $20,000 in Minnesota, but he's still hustling for a job in the country. Avad, I get $90,000 consultant fee coming to him from another entity in Liberia. I don't want to call the entity name. Mohammed, I get consultancy all over in Liberia. He began just flying. You saw his picture today. He was in the plane again, coming to Washington, D.C. Mohammed get over, I know how many $1 million project that he's undertaking at his job. I also do that, get a new job with Wells Fargo, making over 100 and something thousand a year. I can go ahead and name them. Who am I missing? Fatima just got a new job, and but there's an issue with Fatima. I will say this, and we'll go.
That is show you now. That is show.
No. We start the show at 9 o'clock now. Red Diamond, and we can start at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't do this to us, please. Don't interrupt. Your father was a lawyer, so you're a lawyer. Don't interrupt.
Yeah, he was a lawyer, and I'm a lawyer, and my lawyer daughter. I am. No joke. I didn't say you call me. Your father was a lawyer.
He said to me, I said, "What's it?" He said, like, Benny's father was a lawyer, so she's a lawyer. I said, "Why you do this to the woman?"
I can't say.
Oh boy. But I want to say welcome to the show, Uncle Sam. It's good having you. Welcome to the show, Fadiga, Dr. Richardson. Dr. Richardson, what's that on your t-shirt? You say, "I am what?"
A Liberian.
Oh, I am a Liberian?
Yes.
It says I am Kru, I'm Grebo, I'm Conga, I'm a Liberian, yes.
Okay, so let me say something.
I'm Pele, I'm Kizzy, I'm Kran, I'm Sapo,
Let me say something.
What you got?
You got me spoiling.
I'm telling you.
Folks.
Yes.
I want you to listen to me very keenly. Look at Uncle Sam. Do you think you can look at Uncle Sam and say Uncle Sam have to wear a t-shirt and say he's a Liberian? Do you think you can look at Fadiga? Fadiga have to wear a t-shirt to say he's a Liberian? Glenny have to wear something to say, "Oh yeah, let me hear I'm a Liberian." If you're a Liberian, people know you. But if you're born in Brooklyn, New York, you must wear the t-shirt and say, "I'm a Liberian." And that's what happened. And Dr. Richardson try to get in, but she can't make it. She's trying. She can't make it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Dr. Booker coming on his internet. The internet not working. He coming on his jacket in darkness. Dr. Booker. Man, what a day, what a beautiful day today. Folks, don't forget to cash out this up. We got to get our new microphone. We got to get everything we need to get because it's important. If you want to see Dama and the crew out again, You must buy it. We will come to you. When we have over 70,000, 50,000, 90,000, you must contribute. Even a dollar will help. Dama, let it flow, yeah? Please.
Okay, sir.
Just let it roll. Dama will hang with us. We will be playing you some of the video. Dama, I beg you, can you find the video when they put Gloria Musu Scott, Councilor Scott in the pickup truck, the origin of this whole thing, that they push her in the pickup truck. She was there, she and the older women there. They took her to jail. They brought her back again. They gave the people the story and let's tell the people where we are as of today.
Okay,
You
sir.
follow the show. Thank you. Put everything up, Damo. Thank you. As of today, where we are as a nation, what have just happened in our country? I ask you, we will say our own and you will say your own. But there's a new day in Liberia. We were waiting. Folks were hoping, waiting for the result, waiting for the ruling. Everybody was on their tippy toes. And the result came. We will explain the story to you today. Rico said, how much for the microphone? The microphone in America is $139. In Liberia is $200. We want to say to you all, we also received information that McGill Senator Nathaniel McGill withdraw. He take back his writ of prohibition. He asked his lawyer, Serena Cephas, and said, please, I'm not interested to fight this battle. I will go to the LDCC and undergo their investigation. That's two. Today, the same Supreme Court put, they say we'll postpone the gracious right ruling to October. What that means today. As much as they postpone the gracious right ruling, the asset recovery just on the left line. They can't do anything. That's three. Today, the visa issue within the senator chat room is very interesting. I will share some of this conversation with you. Some senators blaming each other. The whole system is a mess. So some of them going to The Hague, some of them going to
China.
I think Netherlands or somewhere. Some of them going to Dubai. Some of them going to China. And some of them have received how you call that visa, Uncle Sam? Sanjay visa or Sankey? Uncle Sam, how you call that visa if you go to Europe? Schengen visa. Yeah. What is happening to our foreign system, our foreign service system? Please share the show. Invite your friends, invite your brothers, invite your sister. We'll take a pause and give every one of you the chance to share the show. If you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on Spoon, Fabric, Super, TikTok, share the show. We will pause and give you 10 seconds. You are on the Facebook page, just share it. If you do, please comment and let us know that you share it for us to start the show. We got six more minutes for Dr. Richardson, Glennie, Uncle Sam, and Fadiga to give us the opening. We'll wait for you. If you share the show, just give him a thumb up. If you share the show, just say yes. We're waiting for you, please. Share the program. Invite your family member. Invite everybody. Let's have a great show today. A lot to discuss. You'll be going home with something today. You understand President Joseph Yima Barker is about to depart the country again for the foreign trip. The puppy is hustling. He's doing everything he can to bring job, to bring investors. We'll talk about that likewise. I'll ask you right now, thank you for sharing the show, Kowu Gloria, Vocal Moba. Thank you, Michael, for sharing the show. Somebody said I did already this thing. Israel Jackson, thank you for sharing. We got to start the show. I'm waiting for you. Just one more minute, please. Share the show. Invite somebody. Tell them to come. Spoon Talk is on. Just put it on your page. We that year, Dr. Richardson Glennie. I know it's on your Facebook pages. Likewise. Let's make this happen. Let's speak to our nation. Let's talk to our people home and abroad. Mark Bana, we want to say greetings to you from Delaware, Mark Bana, or our old man that continue to sit down and watch this show. I don't know your name, but we say greetings to you. All the Oma, all the papi then sit down and say my spoon talk on. I go and listen. They on the radio, Paflomo, we say greetings to you. Omekwe, greetings to you. And everybody that watching the show, including my mother, that they will not sleep, they will wait for spoon talk because it is big. We ask you, thank you for sharing. The numbers is going up. You are sharing. We will wait a few more minutes. This is the thing we got to do. You have to share. Let everybody get the good news. Don't forget, on Sunday, we have Nathaniel McGill as our guest on Sunday. And also, we got a surprise guest for you. That CDC headquarters something. Benny, you remember? The laws that CDC said they won't own the man property. Come on Sunday, you'll hear the rest story. One-on-one with the CEO. It will be big on Sunday. Today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. No, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Friday. Don't forget, Friday will be day after tomorrow. Dr. Richardson and her team will be doing the spoon business. And on this note, I like to say continue sharing what I reach out to the guys to give us their opening. What a beautiful day in the country called Liberia. Dr. Richardson, it's all yours.
Well, I want to just thank the panelists for joining us. When you think about Liberia and you're in the position that we are over here, we are constantly worrying and in touch with the news. So it may sound so discouraging sometimes. There's so many things to work on: our justice system, our education system, our infrastructure. There's so many things to work on. But I have a strong faith that we will get there, and it's important that we continue to be informed and stay tuned to Spoon to get all the information that we can and just contribute in our weak and strong ways, that we can have a better Liberia. I want to just hold my thoughts for now because I'm sure we're going to dive into the major stories for the day. So since this is the opening, I don't have anything else to say, but wait until we get into the major stories. Thank you, Stanton.
Thank you very much. Glendy?
Hello, everybody. Hello to everybody watching. Hello to everybody here. Today is going to be a very historic day in Liberia, when you look back a couple of years from now. And like I said yesterday, to the question, what would we anticipate the response from the court today would be? My response yesterday was the court was at a pivotal moment. Everybody's eyes was on the judicial system in Liberia. And so what that meant was the court would have handed down a ruling that had the law encompass everything. And that is what we saw today. Very historic. This is the judicial branch that we want to see. We want to be critical when it's time, and we also want to say when you're doing the right things, and the Liberian people can attest to the fact that the ruling today was sufficient based on the 4 points the Chief Justice and the other justices gave. It just makes me proud as a Liberian to be able to watch it. Thank you to Spoon TV. Spoon TV was phenomenal today, to be able to be in our different corners, in our workplaces, hiding just to be able to watch it from start to finish. I think it was amazing. Thank you to Dama, and thank you to Nelson, and thank you to Sis Titi and everybody affording us the opportunity to see real information from Liberia. So today was historic. The day started with President Boyka launching a Support HR, Secure a Future, along with the Ministry of Gender, a program that they're going to start working on. I think it was an amazing day. Forward to the discussion.
Thank you very much, Glenny. Don't forget thank you for reminding me. We have that on our schedule. The news that talk about the $20 billion was deposited into the Ghana Bank, a Bank of Ghana account. We have that story. We have a statement from the central bank, and we will go over it as well. So thank you, my dear brother, for reminding us. Let me bring in Fadiga. Welcome, Fadiga.
Yeah, it's a great day to be back. It's nice. Good evening to good afternoon, wherever you are, to my fellow panelists. A lot of things happened. It was another rainy day in the city. I think the former Justice Scott case overshadowed the day. Um, I know we're going to expand on this, so I'm not going to delve too much into the case. I have my own thought process. I'm not surprised. I think we predicted the outcome today. It was clear. And then hopefully the 20 million case, I'm glad that the government and the Bank of Ghana and the central bank were very swift in their response. And I think in the days of fake news and misinformation, uh, swift response is needed, and people try to exploit this situation. And I'm glad that we're able to get it under control swiftly. And then I don't know, but there are several other issues that those center we want to be bringing. I know most of our audience probably don't know this show is not scripted; it's very spontaneous. A lot of time, most time, we don't know what's coming on. We just come here and then we duke it up. So I look forward to another fruitful engagement.
Yeah, thank you, Fadiga. Thank you, Uncle Sam.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Just got off my usual 30-minute kind of not rough jogging, but just a little bit of just to kind of exercise the heart muscle, to add a few more days into my life. So to my elderly friends out there, you don't have to do a lot of hard running or treadmill. You can just walk about 10 minutes a day and and just eat right, and try to like get a lot of things out of your mind. But anyway, look, I'm very happy to be here today. And I'm also but I'm also sad because see, justice is not uh, divided along political lines. Because the people within the Unity Party are very, very happy, and some on the other side of the divide, they are unhappy. I received a lot of calls today, people screaming about the injustice, how little Shala Musu didn't get justice. There could not have been intruders in the house. There was no evidence of anybody entering the house, and there was just so like this. I mean, justice shouldn't divide us. Justice should bring us together, and that's what I believe. A country is so politicized, and when you start to weaponize the judicial system, whether it was with my government or this government, it doesn't all go well for something we call social cohesion. And you can only have prosperity if we come together. If we come together, there is no way on this God's earth that Liberia can be a prosperous country with the kind of division I see in this country. So we just need the leadership to guide us. And I mean, nobody is asking for an interim government, a national transitional government. Nobody asking for Akosoma 1, Akosoma 2. But what people are asking for is basically the the privilege and the right to coexist in a burgeoning democracy. That's all. And by the way, Glendy, your dad and I met for the first time in 1997 when we worked on the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf campaign. I don't know if you were in Liberia when they had the campaign headquarters at Jackie Place there, right there near City Hall on the beach. Do you remember that? Were you in Liberia at that time? I can't hear you.
All right, Uncle
Yes,
Sam.
yes, I was.
Okay. Yeah. That was the time I met this elderly statesman, and I think at one time Ellen was even thinking about naming him vice president or something like that. But he was part of the strong, put the alliance. We came in with 9% of the votes, but
Thank you, Uncle Sam.
yeah.
We'll
Thank
talk
you very
about
much.
Glenn Father later.
No, no,
Give
I
a
just
lot
want to
of
let
good
her know
story.
that I gave her a lot of
A
privileges
lot of good
because
story, from
yeah,
Glenn Father, what he did in
Uncle
the
yeah.
Sam, I
in
know your
the
relationship with my dad. I know you're one of those who
no,
speak highly of him.
that
Thank you so
that that
much.
that's daddy little girl. So
Yes.
I want to say to every one of you,
Mm.
we will be jumping into this conversation today. It's a very serious conversation. Diamond is uploading those videos, the pictures, because we want to explain the story, how we got here. When you talk about Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, how we got here, former Justice Minister, former National Election Commissioner boss, former Senator, former Chief Justice, former everything. How we got here? So we want to take you back a little bit. Once Diamond is ready with the video and the picture, we'll bring it to you, and then we'll get into the conversation. But we had a surprising twist of turn today. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, but how this happened?" I want us to talk about it. Then we'll go to the Councilor Gloria Musu Scott story. Dr. Bobla, if you listen to us, your internet is not allowing you to come in. We're having a serious problem with your internet. If you listen to us, I've tried bringing you on, but it's still kicking you off. So I hope you understand that we are not just refusing to bring you on. I can see you in the back. You are pointing to something, but your internet is not allowing you to come into the studio. Why I said that, let me start with Uncle Sam on this one. Uncle Sam, I want to bring about the letter from Nathaniel McGill. I want us to do this, get it over with. And then when we get to the Gloria Musu Scott story, we can have our sweet time discussing it. So I want to start with you. Let me put the letter up, and we can announce to the nation that Nathaniel McGill, the senator of Bombing of McGill County, was called by the LSCC. You may be aware. He was called by the LSCC that they want to investigate him. They want to ask him some question about payroll partner. They say he was adding people to the payroll. That little issue. It was a big one. So Nathaniel McGill went to the LSCC compound. He met them. And when he left, through his lawyer, Serena Seaforth, they went to the Supreme Court. They filed a writ of prohibition to the Supreme Court. This was the beginning. McGill on the prop. It was on the front page newspaper. LDCC called him. Alexandra Zoe said, "We want to hear you. We want to talk. We got some issue. Come and explain, Senator." McGill went there. McGill left. McGill and his lawyer did this document to the Supreme Court. Petition for the writ of prohibition. They sent it to the Supreme Court on the 23rd of August. The Supreme Court said, "What? Are you serious?" They said, "Yeah, we have an issue." McGill said, "I feel that I was injured, so therefore I have to come to you." The Supreme Court said, "Okay, we're going to schedule your case for the 29th, which is scheduled for tomorrow." Everybody sat back, everybody was waiting. What would the Supreme Court say tomorrow? Today, we received this post from Senator Nathaniel McGill. And this is what he said, those of you in Radio Land. "In my commitment to ensuring transparency and accountability in public service, and to hold both past and present government officials accountable for the stewardship, I have instructed my lawyer," his lawyer, that's Serena Seaforth, "to withdraw the writ of prohibition filed before the Chamber of Justice of the Supreme Court. This withdrawal will allow the Labrador Anti-Corruption Commission, the LDCC, to continue its investigation without any hindrances. We remain fully prepared to vindicate ourselves at any time. It is important to note that the supplementary payroll are not a crime, and no civil service agency, CSA, framework was violated during my tenure as minister. The practice of supplementary payrolls is long-standing, having been in place long before my time, and continues to be a standard practice even within the current government. I will provide full details tomorrow during my press conference. God bless Liberia." McGill Senator Honorable Nathaniel McGill. Uncle Sam.
Okay, so I think this is very smart, because the writ of prohibition, right? The narrative by the governing party and the surrogates was that he had something to hide, and was using the presidential immunity clause to hide his misdeeds. So I think he had a good conversation with some of his political advisors and with his lawyers, and he came to the conclusion that, look, I did nothing wrong, and creating a supplementary payroll is not illegal, and I acted within the ambit of my mandate as Minister of State, and therefore I will be going back to the LSCC, subject myself to investigation, and if we have to go to court, I'll go to court, and it will be the responsibility of the state, okay, to prove its case, and the threshold is beyond all reasonable doubt. So I know Nathaniel McGill very well. I know he's a masterful politician. He probably saw the comments, and he has some deep introspection on filing a writ of prohibition using the presidential immunity clause, and it was looking bad in some circles. And so he decided to do what he believed was legally and politically right, and also put the onus on the state of proving its case in a court of competent jurisdiction. Thank you very much. We can't hear you.
Thank you, Augustine. Let me bring in Dr. Richardson. Your take with McGill.
So, as you rightfully said, Stanton, that McGill filed a petition to withdraw the LSCC investigation of him padding the payroll. Padding the payroll is kind of what we should remember about this case, okay? Interestingly, he then ran to the Supreme Court and asked them to stop the investigation. So to me, I'm wondering, why did he file in the first place? Who fooled him or who encouraged him to file? That's what I'm wondering. If you felt like you had, you were not guilty, or, you are not liable, then why would you involve the Supreme Court? But I want us to pay attention now. Something tells me, okay, based on all of the reading and understanding of how, some might call him a, excellent politician. I don't know. I don't think that. But, something tells me he's going to say that he was following orders. And the question that we have to answer as Liberians, and we'll get to that, does following orders from Judge Weah excuse him from being liable for padding the payroll? And that's the question that we have to answer. And if you ask me, I don't think so. So I will wait and let's see how LSCC investigate him. And I'm glad that he's waiting, even though I saw a T-shirt of him lately. So I don't know if he had a picture. He said he was rooted in grace. So I'll wait, let him continue to be rooted in. You're not answering me, acting like you're not hearing me, Stanton. You got a T-shirt where if I got it, put it in the chat room, I believe.
I'm hearing you. I'm trying to conduct two different things.
Okay.
Let me send it to me. Let me put it up if you have it.
Okay, I will send it to you. It's in the chat room, but I will send it to you to get it. So he has a T-shirt. So let him continue to root in grace. That's the best place to be for now. For all of us, we are rooting in grace, and we'll wait for the investigation. Go ahead, Glendy.
Thank you very much, Glenny. You want to talk to us?
I don't know, my mouse. Maybe I need to change my mouse pad or something. But anyway, I don't know where Omer Fallow is trying to go with this. Let me just call his name, Omer Fallow, Senator McGill, because the way the English people can call it, to me, in my opinion, he's vacillating. He's going too many places. If you're innocent, if you had nothing to do with these things, initially you should have just allowed them to do the investigation. When you come and circumvent something and come in there and say, okay, we're going to court, why was there a need to say, oh, whatever you were doing before, if you didn't do anything wrong, why was there a need for you to go to court to say, whatever I was doing it because President Weah said it, former President Weah said it. So, and then you're seeing him, I would just say, there's so many things he's done. He was doing a press conference. He wasn't going to do a press conference. Then he went to the LSCC office. Then he said, okay, let me go to court. Now he's saying he's got grace upon him. Let him just relax. If you're innocent, it's going to come to you easily, my brother. You know what you're capable of doing. Just let the people do their work so that we see that you're innocent, and we see that you were not involved in any of these things. All this thing he's doing is showing that there is something under this. That's why he's uneasy. It seems like he's uneasy about something. Then he just relax. When you got grace, the people can see your grace. And that God's grace he got, we'll see the grace.
Thank you very much, Fadiga. Talk to us.
I think this is a very slippery slope. I don't know the legal what informed this decision, but it's a very, very slippery slope. The reason people file prohibition is to prevent either an entity of or an institution from overstepping the bound or giving the defense chance to actually look at it. Even though he claimed transparency and something, in the legal sphere, this is an implicit admittance of guilt. Because if Senator McGill believed that there was no legal basis for this case, and if he believes that payroll padding is a normal thing and not illegal, why would he stop a prohibition? If this is a legal act being perpetrated against him, why would he want to prevent the law from taking its course? Why would he stop the prohibition? Because the prohibition is going to be able to protect him. This every lawyer that I talk to, it may seem the politically correct thing to do, but when almost all the lawyers that I spoke with during the election, when this thing came out, and everybody had the same opinion that this is an implicit admittance of guilt. Because he knows that it's going to be difficult to refile a writ of prohibition, and this is not the first, or neither will it be the last time we're going to see Senator McGill being called by the LACC or the GAC. He was an integral part of the Weir cabal, and he orchestrated, he bear the greatest responsibility of a lot of things that happened under their watch. So this is the first of a series of future indictment that are going to come against him. So it's kind of shocking that he will stop it. But I look forward to see going through the case and see how we end up. But I think it was a wrong move. And if it was intended to shield him from the spotlight, I think it trusts him more in the spotlight, and it says a lot about what he did or what happened to him.
I think where we are as a nation, thank you very much, Fadika. The position that the senator have taken says a lot. Yeah, I really want to say this. You can read it from different areas. Like Fadiga said, well, but what actually the senator have a change of mind? Why? I like to ask my fellow Liberian, what did he see? What did he hear? Uncle Sam, so let's have this conversation briefly with everybody. Senator McGill said, I'm going to the Supreme Court. Then what happened? No, you call it a smart, no, Uncle Sam, let me lay this out for you. You call it a smart move. You say it's very brilliant, it's genuine. But don't you think Serena Seaforth and the senator had to sit down, they talk of it, they look at the pros and cons, and they say, you know what, we'll make our move, we'll go to the Supreme Court. Why the senator had, I know we're going to have the senator on Sunday, but it's shocking today. I want you to give me something, get into the mind, or maybe you spoke to them. Why Senator McGill? I mean, we're talking about less than 24 hours. He have a flip. Why?
Okay, so bear in mind that Senator Nathaniel McGill is a consummate politician. Okay, and being a consummate, let me explain what a consummate politician is because I'm getting some snicker. A consummate politician is somebody who lives his life on the dictates of politics and has done extremely well. He was the chairman of the CDC that brought President George Weah to power. So that's been a consummate politician, electing a president. And he's lived his life. I knew him from the NPP from his young days as a student leader, and he is a consummate politician. A consummate politician listens to the political narrative. And the political narrative that was accompanying that writ of prohibition was that he has something to hide, and that he was using the writ of prohibition and the presidential immunity clause to hide his transgressions. This is what I believe. I haven't talked to him lately, in fact, in several days, but this is what I believe. I believe that other lawyers and other politicians, people with good political instincts, met with him and they looked at the probable charges. Don't forget, there has to be a process to adjudicate this case. It has to be indicted. In order to be indicted, it has to be done by a jury of your peers, and they have to reach a minimum threshold, and that threshold in an indictment is not reasonable doubt. It's just probable cause, right? So now, Nathaniel McGill, the McGill I know, is saying, I'm sure he read the tea leaves. He saw the reaction on social media from the filing of this prohibition, because even in our own chat room, okay, we saw the people on the other side and making noise that McGill is afraid. So he's trying to hide, okay? But this is not a case of payroll padding, according to him. This is a case of supplementary payroll. We're using the payroll padding, but he's using the correct adjective, which is the supplementary payroll. And he is saying that this payroll, supplementary payroll, is something that has been traditional. And I, as a minister, also created supplementary payrolls to accommodate some people.
We understand that story. And Uncle Sam, we understand it. But let's get to this thing. The real juice of what.
But I'm just telling you the juice. The juice of this is.
Uncle Sam, we know that they charge him for pardon and supplementary temporary. He coming on Sunday. He will tell his own. But I want us to sell something out there to the Liberian people. Isaac, welcome to the show, Isaac. So I want to, Dr. Richardson, do you agree with Uncle Sam here? Something pushed now. Let me lay something up. We all know that Senator McGill is under sanction, correct? He is. It's not a secret. We all know that Senator McGill said he wanted to fight corruption, so therefore what he brought about the $20 million alteration within the budget. He had a big press conference on that. We all know that Senator McGill said, listen, I have repented. I want to do the right thing. I want to work with this government. We should clean everything and make the country better. Do you think by Senator McGill going to the Supreme Court, that was some form of obstacle to the transparency and the cleansing of corruption within this government of Liberia? You think he feared that the international, and Glennie, I will come to you too, that the international community said, oh, wait. The LDCC is about to charge you for something similar, but then you run into the Supreme Court to prevent, instead of you going to clear your name and going through the court system. I mean, if I get into your mind, Dr. Richardson, what are you thinking here when it comes to McGill and the Supreme Court and everything that's surrounding McGill?
I mean, it was a good call for him to withdraw his case from the Supreme Court, because it did present like he was hiding the fact that he padded the payroll. He can call it padding, he can call it supplementary, whatever word that he wants to use, altering. And the issue is, who did you pad the payroll for? This is what the people who are going to be looking at this case look at. This is how it's going to fall under the arena of what he's sanctioned for. He's sanctioned for fraudulent behaviors. Okay, padding a payroll in many people's eyes can be seen as a fraudulent behavior, especially if it's not in the best interest of Liberians. If you pad the payroll to put your family members there, to put your friends there, to put people who very close to you, it's close to being a fraudulent behavior versus building a school in Nukuta, okay, building a school in Cape Mount or Beaumont to say, listen, I can use this money, I can fix the budget in a way where we're going to educate many, not people who are close to me. And that's what the argument is about. Now, perhaps now he's probably going to say his after maybe thinking about it and reading his defense and watch, he's going to say he was following orders from George Weah. That's exactly what he's going to say. Thank you.
Okay, so let's do another thing real quick because we have to move to the other story. But this McGill thing is surprising to me, Glendy. Something happened, something pushing McGill, somebody pushing McGill. Or maybe just McGill and his wife said, no, let's just forget this. I mean, what actually, like the same question of Dr. Richardson, though. Everything we know about McGill.
So I would say I think Honorable McGill already knew that this rate he was asking for was already frivolous. He already knew that. He was just trying. And I can say yes, he's a smart guy. I know McGill, so I can say like Uncle Sam said, yes, he's a very smart guy, so he knows. And hearing the public outcry, and then also he's aligned himself now. His lawyer, Serena Silvers, is he's somebody who knows the law. And I'm sure he knows people within the courthouse that probably some of the lawyers told him, don't even try it because you're not going to get the writ. This is a waste of time. Don't just go show yourself, submit yourself to whatever investigation and move from there. But this thing that he's doing now, I think it just leaves even more doubts on the minds of people that there was something wrong. The first thing is simple English. They say, okay, come to my house. I want to check something with you. You say, oh, no. Before I come to your house, let me go to the court first. Well, you know I won't check with you before you go into court. So you already have created a doubt in the minds of the people. He knows that this would have been something that would have given him the rate that he wanted. So it was a waste of time. And I think it's a good thing that he has now withdrawn it because now people like Fadiga said, the reason he's in the news now is even more negative than what he thought this would have brought for him. Because now people will continue to talk about him, in my opinion. I think Fadiga, because sentence on.
This is what I've been saying, and I will continue to say this. If Senator McGill actually believed that this is a frivolous case against him, for which he went to the Supreme Court for this to pray for a writ of prohibition, he should have continued that path. The fact that he would come back to us and say, oh no, you know what? Now I found God, I'm moving by grace. Now let's go on with the case. In the legal sphere, this is an implicit admittance of guilt. What have changed? Why do people go to pray for a writ of prohibition? It's to stop an unjust order. Either the LSCC were overreaching, and if you believe that payroll padding or whatever salary scheme that was on there was legal, he should have maintained it's a legal framework to protect him. So I do not know the legal strategy for which he wants to now subject himself to the LSCC. Few things may have happened. He's probably seeing a light and trying to cooperate for a lesser sentence. It could be a strategy to negotiate, but there is no real legal basis. And spare me the now I found Jesus I want to suggest myself to the court. No legal person, nobody, no legal mind will want to advise, or no lawyer will want to advise a lawyer to plead guilty or subject himself to any legal proceeding. Most people will do everything to get out. I've talked to multiple lawyers. I've been in cases before. The first thing they will advise you is, any way to get out. Now he's subjecting himself. Either he's overconfident that he will succeed, which I doubt, given the overwhelming evidence that we have seen, or Nathaniel McGill is implicitly accepting guilt that he committed a crime, and he's now in a negotiation phase with the LACC. That's my opinion, and I will stick to it, Stento.
Thank you very much. Uncle Asifai, you're going to go last on this one. Uncle Sam, are you with us?
Yeah, my LEC just went up, but I you can still see me, right? I put my phone up. You see me, right?
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Talk to us.
Look, for anyone to think, in the widest imagination, that Nathaniel McGill is admitting guilt and is on a course of a plea bargaining with the LACC. I have a bridge in Brooklyn, New York. I want to sell you for a nickel, a wooden nickel. Nathaniel McGill is a fighter. He's a strong man. My LEC just came back. So look, okay, so he's a strong man, and he will fight this in the court of competent jurisdiction. He's not admitting to any guilt, and I saw we didn't see any indictment. We saw some accusations, and he was called to the LACC to be asked questions to aid in the investigation. There was nowhere in the LACC document where it said he was a prime suspect. It never said anything about his culpability. It never said anything about him committing any crime. It just wanted him to come to assist in an investigation. So again, weaponizing the judiciary of Liberia for political gain it's been customary since the asset recovery task force went out into the streets of Monrovia and put on some yellow flag jackets and began to violate the rights of people.
We're going to come to asset recovery, Uncle Sam. Let's pause you for a minute, please.
No, but I'm just saying this is the MO of this administration.
I heard that was going to be your defense tonight, asset recovery, and you are quite correct as an opposition. We heard it. We expecting it. So let me bring it Alva too. But Alva, talk to us. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Stanton. Fellow panelists, hello. The public out there, greetings. I hope everybody is doing well. Nothing promised, so do the best you can. Do it now. Look, when McGill was making his case, what the main thing he was hinging on? And he's a president told him to do it, our president instruction. So what he trying to do? Anything now he implicating Joe man we are. Anything Joe man we are in lay for you to put a need something for a head to have potential to lead it. So McGill on his own. So he got to draw that whole thing because the fundamental thing there is that president instruction. And he in president office. And Joe man, we are not taking that kind of nonsense from McGill to kind of use it as a scapegoat to try to get free. So that's the basis of this withdrawal.
So no, wait 1 minute. 1 minute. I was wanting to keep this for last when you brought George, the former president, in. You think the former president told Maggie, said, take my name from your thing? Take my name from your trouble?
No, let me just mouth the way that Joel say.
Maggie,
oh, Maggie, take my fucking name from you.
No, you can't do that, but we on family show.
Oh, okay. He said, Maggie, take my name from you more. Take my name from you more. Don't call my name over there. So basically, that's it. McGill has no recourse. He got to stay on his own in this particular case. And, people are saying, oh, this is what McGill won. You think anybody want for that need to go to court or for LACC to be investigated there? Whatever how small it is, they can call you at any time. They can harass you. It's just the nature of investigation when it comes to criminality. McGill does not want that. Okay, but the point is, he's in the system now, and not for only one thing. McGill's name is across multiple audits, and he'll be called numerous times. Whether he in jail, whether he not in jail, he'll be called and he'll be investigated. It's just all about whether this government is committed to starting a trend where we hold people accountable. If it is, then McGill is in serious trouble, and he needs to really look at his legal team, because that joke what C4 can be doing, acting overconfident, that joke.
So again, we got to leave on this story, but the Liberian people want us to go a little further. 30-second quick, because bringing in the former president name, do you think Ava has some argument here that he's making that is so unique that Richardson? McGill, somebody said, listen, don't get President George, we are involved. So McGill is, he's in a position that he must surrender and just take this thing away from the court. And by the way, the document is written already. CFOS will be presenting the document 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. CFOS put out a statement, we'll be reading it shortly, that the advice that he gave to McGill, he said he advised Senator McGill, and that actually led to Senator McGill surrendering and said, take it from the Supreme Court. How true it is, we're going back to what Ava just said. Somebody tell McGill you're on your own in this. That's what Richard said. Do you believe it, though?
McGill, based on some of the information that I've seen, is using, some parts of the law to hang this issue on. He was following orders. That is a defense strategy that he and CFA are sort of discussing and planning. And as we well know, and somebody who perhaps knows Judge Weah better than I do, he's not going to sit there and let McGill hang this on him. So McGill is already in a bad book. He's already known for bribery, corruption scheme by the sanction orders, by why he was sanctioned. So he's already in a bad book. To now say that I'm going to run to the court system to support. Who told him to go there in the first place? Why? Why? If you're not guilty, why you going there? Why you running? And to me, people can argue, that was a smart move and all of that stuff. It was not smart to go there in the first place. So it was not a smart move.
But I'm getting information that the president asked McGill, and they listened to you, Ava. The president he told Senator McGill, tell the people I instructed you. I don't know if you're getting that same information, Uncle Sam. They just sent me the text message that former President George Weah told Senator McGill, tell them I instructed you.
So let me ask you, can I ask, so are you saying that George Weah, that we know, is willing to take responsibility for?
Hold on one minute. Granny, just turn your computer off and come back, because I know you want to come in, but it's kicking you off. Turn everything off and reconnect if you can hear me, please. Go ahead.
I find it extremely, fascinating that George Weah, that I know, the man who always seemed to want to be praised and worshipped, will want to take responsibility for someone else, engage in kind of like a selfless act. I find that a little bit challenging to believe, but it's possible.
But they send me text, okay?
No, it's not a selfless act.
Let me tell our sister, Dr. Richardson. They are watching you. They just heard what I was said. That the former president told him, said, take my name from this thing and don't get me in trouble. And they are saying, Ava, you are wrong. The former president told Senator McGill, say, tell them I instructed you to do this.
And he really did it. Let him go on national radio. Ain't he been talking plenty? Let him go on national radio and say, I told McGill to say I gave him instruction.
And they are saying that he's willing, if the LDCC call him, when this go forward, he willing to testify. And honestly, that the president is on a pure immunity here. Let me
where you get that from? Where did you get that?
Listen.
No, it's true. Central has support.
No, guys, don't do this. Guys, don't do this. When it's your turn to talk, you will correct me. No, that's chill. You will correct me. We can go to the law. That whether they give the president full immunity, whether they gain partial, whatever it be, maybe you know better than I do. But just find that place and say, the Jose Yuma Boaka or Joe Manawe or Madaseri got nothing that covering them, then we'll have the argument. But let me bring you in, Fadiga. Fadiga, if it is true that President George Manawe, the former president, said to McGill, tell him to put it on me. I mean, what say you?
I agree, and that this is the reason why. Somewhere in the thought process, and the president do have a lot of immunity in our constitution. I can tell you the act of me. So a couple of days ago on the 26th, even Councillor Gongro proposed a constitutional reform to reduce some of those immunity. So these guys in the thought process believe that if they can put some of these crime under the president, that it will go away. That means they are immune from prosecution. But let me tell you something. The Supreme Court has already set a precedent under the Brandon Samukai and other something, and it was very clear that you are a sound mannered individual and you got all right to refuse it, especially if it is an unlawful order. So it will not happen. Yeah, it's my problem in I don't know whether you guys are seeing it from this perspective. McGill, very early in his team, went quick to the Supreme Court. I don't know what legal action or what did they say to the Supreme Court, but they went there to pray for a writ of prohibition. And what a writ of prohibition is just a powerful tools that is used to prevent the lower court from infringing or overstepping the bound. That means he believed that the LSCC was going after him wrongfully. So he must have submitted some document. If he believed, and then in his statement, he said that payroll piling or supplementary payroll is not illegal. If you believe that these things are not legal, and the LSCC is overstepping the bar, then why try to remove that legal framework to protect this innocent person? The only reason is something that Alva said, that either former president, we are saying, you know what, my man, money for your mouth. Don't get me involved in this thing. Or they have seen that there is no basis for the argument that they will lose. So, you know what, why go after something? Because I don't care how long it takes. That rate of prohibition will be canceled. He will still have to go through the process. So Serena Silva is very smart. He probably told himself, man, the team will not win it. Let's just go there and beg those people and see if we can soften the ground, because more teams coming. There's going to be a very costly and very expensive thing for McGill. This is not the first.
Thank you.
More going to come.
Thank you. We got one on this. We got a lot of information coming. Uncle Sam, I give you the last word on this, and I will say my piece. Then we'll move to the Serena Seaforth's letter to McGill. Uncle Sam.
Look, the weaponization and politicization of justice in this country doesn't augur well for the liberal democracy and the constructive democracy that we want to build for prosperity for all of us, right? There is nothing in the LSCC letter to McGill that reeks of criminality. Supplementary payroll, if it was criminal, Joseph Boyka, who hired his daughter, Bendu, and I'm afraid to get personal.
Why did he ask for prohibition?
Yeah, Lord, please.
I just simple question. Now
When he finished, we'll give you a chance to ask a question. Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
I mean, when people have been seeing the truth, they can be juking them, they can be getting all rattled up, they can be contorted, their whole head can be busting and stuff, and their little punyu supporters there can be seeing all kind of things. Look, here is the thing. And I'm getting afraid of nobody. He can't feel nobody muff. Okay? He wanted to exert the presidential immunity thing, right? He thought long and hard about it. And he said, okay, if I go to do this, it will appear. The people like the Fadigas and the others on Spoon Talk will say, I'm running for something. So therefore, I'm going to go. Look, George Weah supports McGill. I can say that unequivocally that George Weah is willing to say privately and publicly that he instructed McGill to create a supplementary payroll. Now, you're ashamed now, right? Because that's the truth. Because there's no way that unemployed partisans from the boroughs and ghettos and villages and stuff that were neglected by the Unity Party government for 12 years to give them jobs, to clean the toilet at the mansion, to clean the garden, to do small security work. Now, why they carry McGill to LSTC for? Because you give poor children job. Poor people children.
All right, thank you very much, Uncle Sam. Thank you very much. Guys, let me say this. It's important for us to say this. Let's establish something here. We're going to announce to you, share this show if you're just joining us. It's important. We are about to move to the Gloria Musu Scott story that took place today. We are finishing out on the Nathaniel McGill. He dropped his request, his rate of prohibition. He dropped it. He said, no, I'm not going to go through that. He spoke to his lawyer, Serena Seaforth. He said, listen, let's drop that thing. And this, let me read Serena Seaforth what he said. Now, I'm kind of confused. Did McGill ask Serena Seaforth or Serena Seaforth told McGill to step down? I'm kind of confused. All right. And I reached out to Councilor Seaforth, and the councilor said he's busy getting ready for the mall. So he will appear after, but we can say that the Senator, Nathaniel McGill, will appear on Sunday to address all this issue. So if you go into the court, there will be nothing on Nathaniel McGill tomorrow. By 10 o'clock in the morning, right now, as I speak to you, Councilor Serena Seaforth is preparing a letter, document to present to the court and say, for this reason, I cannot represent Nathaniel McGill. And my client is asking you that we withdraw and asking you to bring down the rate of prohibition. You can find the legal terms for it. No, we're not coming. We will go to the LSCC. We will go on an investigation. That's it. Let's talk about Serena Seaforth's letter, message to Nathaniel McGill. He said, Honorable McGill, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the radio land, please don't forget the Cash App. As I will pause this show because Dama is still reminding people about our microphone and everything. And everybody, I got to contribute. As you're not coming back tomorrow. If you don't contribute, Glenny, you are not coming back. Tell your whole generation, I don't care. Yeah, let me say that now. Honorable McGill, good evening. Thank God for you. As per your solemn acceptance of the latter of two suggestions proffered to you, namely one, a petition for the common law rate of prohibition, enlarging your immunity to criminal investigation on the account of your former position as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Now, let me just stop here. Is Serena Seaforth is saying that McGill is now on a criminal investigation? I'm just reading this and I'm kind of like, I want to pause on this one. Just read the first sentence. Is that what he just said, Glenny? I want you to answer then. I can move.
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. Why is he even going there?
What are you saying there? Is Serena Seaforth saying that McGill is on a criminal investigation? Can we establish that first? How about you unmute? You got to unmute yourself, Abba.
All right. So, no, before I address it, I just got to address 2 points.
Hey, but we got to read this letter. We can't put your immunity something. I'm begging you. Let's stick with it one. I beg you. Are you seeing anything? Because am I reading it right that he's saying that alleging your immunity to criminal investigation on account of your former position as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs? Am I understanding it right, Abba?
I think he's saying it's an allegation, though.
I'm talking. Are you talking, Kozo?
Sorry.
I think he's saying that McGill is alleging his immunity to criminal investigation because he was the former Minister of State and Principal Assistant to the President.
I understand that. I want to establish because some people are saying, well, McGill is not on an investigation, number one. McGill is not on a criminal investigation, number two. McGill was just asked to come in and give his statement and leave. Is this lawyer, counselor, is now telling the nation that McGill is on somewhat criminal investigation. The allegation
He was preempting, Stanton. He was preempting. The suggestion he gave McGill was to preempt, to intimidate the people and say, I'm immune for any kind of prosecution.
Okay.
Because I was the president's right-hand man. And then the president told that right-hand way.
Okay, so let me move for that. Dr. Richardson, what are you reading from this first paragraph, man?
So we saw a post where Senator McGill said he was only aiding in an investigation. He made that Facebook post. Correct. It appears to me that he is hiding something, because here is his very learned lawyer telling us that he is immune to criminal investigation. So there's some criminality that might been accused of that he did not tell us in the first place, and people want us to think that he was only aiding in this investigation.
Okay, Fadiga will continue to read this, but help me out in this.
Just leave that letter out there. This is what's happening. If you read the letter, if you actually go back to it, these guys are discussing a strategy to proffer to the court. We do not see the second suggestion. The first suggestion,
as the first one, we'll put it up.
The first suggestion that they sent to the Supreme Court based on this text seems to have been citing immunity. I think there were two suggestions, and they decided on which one to go with. They might have gone with this immunity on the first time, and I don't think it's working for them. I look forward to seeing the second one. And they probably thinking about using the second one, and that's why they withdrew that writ. Because
thank you.
Serena is asking him, should we go with the first or the second one? And
No, Fadiga, read it. He said, solemn acceptance of the latter.
No, let me say this.
But get accepted the second.
Let me say this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, so Serena Seafors is writing to McGill.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll complete this because we have the write up. But Uncle Sam, can you just clarify briefly? Is Serena Seafors said it's an allegation of McGill being on a criminal investigation here?
Okay, so then this is what I think. I think the writ of prohibition was to preempt the possibility of him being involved in a criminal investigation.
I agree.
Because the LSCC summons did not say he was a suspect, a participant, or anything close to being involved in any criminality. It just said to aid in the investigation. So I think Councillor Seafors believed that McGill may have jumped the gun. But I mean, if the lawyer wrote wrote a prohibition, so what the lawyer is doing is second guessing himself, which is kind of strange, because the lawyer is second guessing himself, because you wrote the prohibition as head of the legal team, and now how can you advise against the writ of prohibition by asking for the withdrawal? And I hope Councillor Seafors can come here and answer that question, because this seems completely disjointed.
Okay, let me finish it.
No, but so Stanton,
I also think
we got to do this thing. Let me go real quick.
I'm also thinking that Councillor Seafors is being a bit tricky here, because this is your client. So how is it that after your client now does a post and he said he wants to withdraw,
No, it wasn't after. It wasn't after. Seafors said he said he sent this to McGill, and now I let McGill make the post. Now McGill said he made the post and told Seafors. So who's saying the truth here? We will get to know. Okay, and that's why the president hired Balawada. Between Game, Balawada, and who's saying the truth, then we get to know. But let's read the second part today. Let's read the second part. This is what you say. 2. You are asking for 2, Fadiga. The unconditional withdrawal and discontinuance of the subject petition to give the LSCC a free hand to investigate the creation of a supplementary payroll, which you confirm and affirm existed. So let's pause right there. This is McGill lawyer
He's smart.
Telling McGill, you have confirmed that there was supplementary payroll. Okay, you have affirmed it existed, but you deny any criminality abuse. Am I correct? You say it's good, but you say no. There's no criminal behavior in here. I have arrived. This is interesting to you, Fadiga. This is Serena Sifa speaking. I've arrived at the conclusion that the surest way to prove you're innocent is to submit to the process and face your accuser.
Yeah.
But
the reason is that there are hold on, Glenny. Hey, Glenny, your father said when you in court, you gotta wait, or else they will hold you in contempt. Yeah. So I said the reason is that there are 5 sides. Now let's know Serena Sifa 5 sides. But the takeaway from the second paragraph, Serena Sifa telling McGill say, you must go face your accuser. What a change of situation.
Exactly what I was saying.
Yes.
You guys see what I was saying?
But Cephas is claiming that he gave a man 2 options. And the man selected one. But
no,
this seemed like one happened and then the other. So
Cephas is continuous speaking. Hold on 1 minute. The reason is that there are 5 sides to every issue. Namely 1, the truth, the facts, Roman milk, hearsay, and they say. As it stands, the truth and the fact of your invitation by the elder CZ have been, pronounce that word for us.
Obfuscated.
Okay, can you define it for us also? That
Yes,
is why you get me in. You now see how OBF you.
When somebody tried
to baby, let me buy hair, man. Let me buy hair, Ava. Now you let too much words.
Because people don't understand what it means. Thousands of people.
And they say so much that nobody seems to appreciate the sanctity of the petition. Now, I want to come to you, Mr. Jackson. Do you think Mr. Councilor Seaforth being truthful to McGill here, which is generally seen as an attempt to baffle the case? Do you think he helping his client?
So what I don't understand is he gave him options, and the option of the rate of prohibition had already been chosen. So was
why couldn't he give him the option prior to applying for the rate of prohibition, right?
Thank you. But that's what I'm saying. So if you've written the rate of prohibition, which you as the lead counsel you had a hand in doing, then how can you come now and give scenarios that contradict your involvement in a rate of prohibition?
Seaforth is on sanction. He has to be careful.
Yes, and it's a setup. It is a setup. He's trying to wipe his hands away from it. This is what I'm doing.
Speaking. Leave your speculation. Let me speak. I beg you. Okay.
All right. Speak. We didn't interrupt you. What you're adding.
I know. Please. But thank you, Councilor Bayoka Jr.'s daughter. Thank you very much. Look, the thing is to let Councilor Seaforth come and let us know whether he was involved in writing the rate of prohibition, claiming presidential immunity. Was he involved in it? And when did he give these options to his client? Those are the things that we don't know, and we are only speculating.
So
let's go down record, guys. Because we're running against, I beg you that Richardson, hold your thoughts right there, please. In fact, Sacred Row, as a professional international criminal defense counsel, is been tried on the altar of lies, as if defending you amounts to collusion. I am not ruffled by the gullibility of the public, which I suspect is either driven by sheer politics or ignorance or both. Whatever the case, your submission and cooperation will not only support your innocence and ultimately elevate your status as someone. Let me bring the one. Okay, right here. As someone who respects the rule of law, and it will also demonstrate that we have nothing to hide. In light of that, I will proceed, as we have discussed and agreed, to discontinue the lawsuit so that all those who, like yourself, were once Minister of State can submit to the investigation too. This last paragraph is very clear. Nathaniel McGill asks Serena Seaforth to drop the rate of prohibition, and you heard Serena Cephas say, I will proceed as we have discussed and agree to discontinue the lawsuit. So I will read the one finally because I can't put this one. I will read it. Let's firm this and courage be our credo. Let us make war on corruption a patriotic war for all Liberians. That said, I am taking a back seat in your defense team for now, and my decision is irrevocable, and I have no regret. Good night and stay blessed. Thanks, Councilor Serena Sema Cephas.
Stanton, can I say something before I lose my train of thought? Something very important in my mind. Look at the two individuals that are writing this letter. These guys are playing game. This letter was not meant for us. This particular thing that we're playing on here and what we want to see in the next time are these guys playing to the tune of the Americans. You hearing catch words like transparency, accountability,
fighting corruption.
That's it. They are trying to reinvent themselves at the expense of the Liberian people.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all. The two of them are in the same boat. I mean, Serena, my good friend, but they are in the same boat. And this is a clever PR stunt. It has nothing to do with it. His first hunch was to fight the thing and delay the case at the LACC. When they found out that there was no way that they could have done it, they say, you know what, we just play it and use the same old rhetoric. But no lawyer, no sound lawyer will allow their client to go against a legal instrument that will not hurt you, that is there to help you or protect you, whether it delay by years, to say, you know what, moving from there, let's go and face it, that would believe it. Then why was he claiming immunity in the first place?
All right, so let me drop this one in. We really got to go at 6:02, 10:02 in Liberia. You're right, Fadiga. There we go, finally. Let's firmness and courage be our credo. Let us make war on corruption, a patriotic war for all Liberians. That's it. This is Serena Cephas speaking. I am taking a back seat in your defense team for now, and my decision is irrevocable, and I have no regret. Good night, sir. Stay blessed, sir. Thanks. Councilor Serena Cephas. There you have it, folks. We have to leave this. 30 seconds real quick. Give it your best shot. We have to leave this. Dr. Richard said.
I just find it interesting that Serena Cephas at first went from being his legal representative. When McGill appeared at LACC, that's how he described himself. At the end of the day, he said, I'm just a support person, a friend. Now he's taking a back seat, and I find that interesting. There's more to come.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Fadiga. You spoke already. Uncle Sam, your 30 seconds real quick.
I pass.
Thank you very much. How about your 30 seconds?
Okay, so I will just squeeze in my immunity stuff in terms of Article 61, that the president is immune from suits, actions, or proceedings, judicial or otherwise, and from arrest, detention, or other actions on account of any act done by him while president of Liberia. Listen to this last phrase: pursuant to any provision of this constitution or any other laws of the republic, not for criminal act. The president can be prosecuted for criminal acts. He's not immune from them. So Liberian people should not be fooled that the president has immunity. It's very clear in the constitution.
Okay. Thank you very much, Glenny. Let me supplement it. Let me make a 30 seconds. Glenny, go ahead, please.
So I think the Serena Cephas is trying to conjure Liberians. I think this is a setup, and that's why that lengthy letter is there with specific words, trying to redirect the focus on what the issue is, to say, well, you had me as a lawyer. I advise you to do this, because this is the reason why I wanted us to go this way. But if you're saying you don't want to do it, then I'm stepping aside with the intent of still trying to fight corruption. I think what he's trying to do is to fool the public, but the public will not be fooled by this. He's no small lawyer. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's playing his cards, he's playing his hands, and trying to fool the Liberian people. He knows. And the two of them know exactly what they're doing. So
in that regard, I would like to say it's very important to all Liberian take on this Nathaniel follow McGill. Whatever the situation, I thank God they will not drag this into the Supreme Court.
Thank you.
The fact remains, he going back now to LUCC. LUCC have any question for McGill, they will ask him. If LUCC present a good case to prosecute McGill, McGill will be prosecuted. If LUCC deem it necessary that McGill go through the justice system, submit the recommendation to the justice ministry, that will be fine. But let's take away something here today. Whether you think it's good or it's bad, at least the fact that we're going to run to the Supreme Court to say, stop this, I was afraid. You know why? That is to say, any chief of staff, if the Supreme Court was going to rule that McGill had a case, McGill had a ground, McGill had standing, any chief of staff was going to do X, Y, and Z and say, you know what, I did it by the instruction of the president. And that was going to be that was going to be a big, big Pandora box. That this case just opened. But I will take a flip side to that too. It's important. Serena Sifa is on sanction. McGill is on sanction. If they are fighting to be removed from sanction, do you think fighting against LUCC is the best thing to do? Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just pause and understand ourselves. We know that they are trying. We know the reason why Uncle Sam say I pass. And we know that McGill is fighting because we can announce on the show. McGill went to the American embassy. He met them. There was big negotiation. I can just stop that far because I know. But if the American watching and people want to hold McGill for massive corruption, payroll pardon, and McGill say I will fight for them to stop it, you think it's serving right? And who is this lawyer that fighting along with him? So the Fadiga said, you think Serena Silva said that because you know what? He's an international lawyer. He's from The Hague. He said, what you want to say about Serena Silva from Ramadan Hotel in Netherlands or The Hill? Say what you want to say from room 414. You will come to understand. I knew you're not going to forget about. You will come to understand that Serena Silva, somebody slap you on the back of his head and said, this will not help you. So they have to go back. I don't think it was because of George. We have to tell McGill, say, I'm not going to stand with you. I'm not going to support you. No. Joe, we have told McGill, say, tell the people, I instructed you. And I'm willing to stand and say that to the nation. That would be a big constitutional fight. But here we are. Let's get the final text from Serena Seaforth and we'll move away. Serena Seaforth just sent this one. He watched the show. He said yesterday somebody said it was because of Samukai case. He said it's important to understand that the Samukai case is quite different from the case of Senator McGill. Senator McGill was principal assistant to the president and acted on the president's instructions. Samukai took away money belonging to soldiers. McGill did not take away private money from private account. I'm going to leave it there. That's Serena said my Seaforth, the man that just said, my man, I will not represent you at the Supreme Court under that rate of prohibition. We rise. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for,
It depends on how you see taking away money from the poor.
Exactly. They both serve at the will and pleasure of the president. If the president gave him an illegal instruction to the tune that they defraud people of over $2+ million, it's still a crime.
We have to run the best way we can from this story because we are keeping the best story for last. Somebody says, can you wait? Let me come on the show with talk about Gloria Musu Scott. And I'm trying to wait for that person, but I push. We have to get into it because, you know, we leave no soldiers behind. And I hope we can give that person a few more minutes. Then we have to move on. That mommy.
Who asked for mommy? That boy like himself too much, yo. That boy love himself. What? He asked us to show down for him. That one I gave up.
You should come give us I'll just show my hair, Uncle Sam.
What? I gave up.
No, don't give up. Mommy, my man.
What? Yeah.
Mommy was traveling. He got to settle in. But again, guys, let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it. We're not waiting for Mommy here. Diamond, are you ready? Can you bring up the video if you're in the back? I don't know whether you have taken a break. Are you ready? We all know the story about Gloria Musu Scott. Diamond, if you're there, please come on for us to run through this real quick. It's 6:10. That will be 10:10 in the country. Oh, so Serena Sifa just corrected me. He said our room 109, the Ramadan Hotel. That's 414.
Yes, I ain't Sarah.
He said our room 109. Thank you, Serena Sifa, for correcting me. But let's say this real quick. I want to put this picture up. I want you to just think about this. I just want everybody to take a look at this picture. We're about to get in something, a very serious conversation. I just want you to think about this. On the right-hand side of my laptop is Shalom Musu. On the left is Councillor Gloria Musu Scott. Something historical took place today. And everybody, we were paying attention. Over 100,000 home and abroad watched Diamond Nelson and the Spoon Crew today. It's on social media. You can check it out. And the ruling came down in this case. Before we start putting up the origin, how things started, you know the story. But may her soul rest in peace, Shalom Musu. And over 1 year, I believe, the former Chief Justice, the former Justice Minister, the former National Election Commissioner Chair, the former Senator, you can add the rest of it to her credential. She and 3 other family members were sent to jail. I'm going to play some of the videos. But I want you to think as you look at Councillor Gloria Musu Scott today. Wherever you are, we will open the phone line and take questions. But also think that Shalom Musu is dead. Also think another family member was badly wounded and she's still recovering. Also think about the family that lost a loved one. And 4 of that family members spent over a year in prison, into the Liberia Central Prison. Wherever you find yourself within the political divide of our country, let's talk Liberia today. Let's discuss the importance of reform when it comes to our judicial system. So allow me to put this down and let's play some of the video in the heat of the time of this investigation.
From here, we will be making our way to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Whether they will be sent to jail today, well, we're going to follow up that. My name is Trokon Flammer. We are here on 16th Street in Cinco, where the former Chief Justice, the writ of arrest has been issued. 4 members of her family have all been arrested here by the Liberia National Police.
We're going to play the next video.
The former Chief Justice has been sentenced to life imprisonment. She and 3 others have been sentenced to life imprisonment. They are protesting the sentence. She's calling this an organized crime in connection with the police, the justice ministry, and the rest. The securities are pushing the correction facility bus. There she is. They are going. As you can see, sentenced to life.
Okay, if you missed that, it's just 38 seconds. I'm going to play that, then we'll go to the next video. Let me do this one more time. I think it's scary.
The former Chief Justice has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Former Chief Justice has been sentenced to life and three others have been sentenced to life imprisonment. They are protesting the sentence. She's calling this an organized crime in connection with the police, the justice ministry, and the rest. The cigarettes are pushing the correction facility bus. There she is. They are going. As you can see, sentenced to life.
So there we go on the issue about the sentencing of the former Chief Justice. You heard me calling her different titles or everything that fit within her profile. Let me play this real quick.
She died by herself.
Did you recognize him?
When I encountered this person, I engaged their eyes and I put the pepper spray in their eyes because it was a question of life and death.
Do you
it was
think
a question of life
how
and death.
vicious was that?
To put the spray in the pepper spray in the person.
Your physical interaction with that person.
Yeah, my counsel say I shouldn't speak anymore.
Madam Musu Scott, do you think there is any political motive to what happened? It's a tragedy that, Liberian lost her life. Will you stop when they return for another round of questioning, man? Will there still be another round of questioning?
So, she's been prevented from answering further questions. Okay, so she's been prevented from answering further questions.
So welcome again to Spoon Network. Welcome again. Some of you stay asking for the cash app. We'll put it up, but let's discuss this serious issue. Dr. Rich is saying, we know we have come to a place called the end in this story, but part 2 of this story will be written. Let me hear you prior to talking about today. Your take.
So, I want our viewers to know that this is a very sensitive case, a case where it appears that Miss Gloria Musu Scott went home today, that she won the case. But did she really win? Is the question that I have. Did she really win? Is her life going to be free? Is she going to live freely? There was so many people's life in this case that was affected. You talk about Shallow herself, who was murdered. You talk about the other ladies who were in the home who went to jail. They lost time. They lost their health. They lost things that we can't even quantify here. But, for me, again, my primary issue about this is our justice system. I think about those people who she left in jail who may not have the resources or the money to appeal to the Supreme Court. I think about someone, if and only if the decision today was right, someone is running the streets of Liberia. A perpetrator of murder is in our community and perhaps have done his job again. So all of those things I think about. And so this is very sensitive. This is why yesterday when you asked me, I asked to pass because it's just too heavy. My heart is heavy for Liberia, for Shallow, for Gloria Musu Scott. So I turn it back to you, Stanton.
Thank you very much. Fadiga?
Well, I would like to start off by saying this. First, let me make this disclaimer. JMB did not set former Justice Councilor Gloria Musu Scott free today. It was the Supreme Court. There has been a series of posts, trying to politicize this thing. I just thought I would get that out there. The second thing, let's get to the bottom. Let's look at this case for a minute. In February of last year, Musu Scott was brutally stabbed to death. The story went on in December. Councillor Scott was convicted of the crime, even though there was no murder weapon, and she was charged. The three of them were charged with first-degree murder. Something happened in the house. Who did it? We might never know, because the government of the time chose to politicize the situation. What the court did today, even in the US, they would have done the same thing, because the legal basis for criminal proceeding is that the burden of proof lies on the accuser. And you must prove beyond reasonable doubt that Councillor Scott, former Justice Scott, and those other people murder little Chalo Scott. The plan, it was premeditated, and they charged her with different things. I don't have time to go over that. The defense refused. They did not present those evidence, and still, I don't know how they were able to do it. On a mounting of circumstantial evidence. I've seen people convicted on circumstantial evidence, but with this one, there was nothing. But that's still, for me, I'm not going to go into who right or wrong. What I know within my clear conscience is that something mysterious happened in our house, and the perpetrator is out there, and that family right now is grieving. Was this justice today? No, depends on who you ask. Uncle Sam says some people will be celebrating, some people, I don't think people, the reason people are celebrating in this case is because it was politicized. The government mishandled this case. They chose politics over seeking the perpetrator of that girl murder. So with this case going to go cold, but I can tell you this, that young lady is resting in peace. For those that are responsible for her death will know no peace on this earth. So I have nothing against Councillor Scott. I have nothing against anybody. I have no fish to fry in this case. My only thing here is that our family lost a young soul that could have been here today if our past government had done the right thing. How can you convict someone on this kind of silly case? They did not do a proper investigation. They did not do that all the so the Supreme Court had every right.
Thank you.
Let me end with this one. If this was in the US, I'm sure the family right now will be trying to file a civil lawsuit. I don't know what.
So let me ask a question. Let me ask a question real quick. Are you in favor of this decision or you are not? The ruling today.
The decision was right. I mean, if you look at the basis for which you were convicted, I'm in favor of the decision. But whether the decision is right or wrong, or no, not right or wrong, I'm in favor of the decision. But whether that
no. We heard what you said. Are you in favor of the ruling today?
Oh yeah, the ruling was fair, given the lack of evidence.
Thank you.
What it still doesn't solve is that a young lady.
We understand that. We understand. We'll come to another round again. Uncle Sam, let's hear you, Uncle Sam.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, again, I always like to remind people about the origin of this case, where it came from, and how it played out. Because a lot of people have selective amnesia or purposeful amnesia to try to smokescreen facts surrounding things for political purposes. I remember I was in Atlanta when the issue of the death of little Gloria Musu was announced. And immediately after the announcement of that, a learned counselor, Jerome Verdier, came on this Spoon Talk and accused a certain Valley Teller connected with Jefferson Koji of being the perpetrator. Do you remember that? I'm asking the listening audience, you remember that, right? I mean, I just want you to jog your memories so you can know the origin of this and how the politicization and weaponization of the judicial system has brought us to where we are today, where there are some people on the sidelines clapping for the overturning of a conviction from the lower court, and others are basking in sorrow. Valley Teller was accused by a learned counselor, and there was an investigation conducted by the Liberian National Police when Musa Dean was Minister of Justice, a man whom I trust as a legal luminary, a Columbia University graduate, Ivy League, and a man of impeccable character. They investigated, and this is where they found out. They found out that the circumstances that Gloria Musu Scott said to them about an alien, an outsider intruding into the house was impossible. That's what they said, oh. That's what the investigation said. It was impossible for anybody to could have penetrated the security in the premises of that surrounding to enter the bedroom to do the willful killing of that young girl. But there were people on this network and others who continue to believe that Jefferson Koji gave instructions to Valley Teller to commit murder in order to obstruct Gloria Musu Scott from participating in the election, I think as a NEC or something. These were all speculation. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the origin of this case. The investigators found that the pepper spray could not have been sprayed in the eyes of the intruder for him to make that getaway. That there was no way that there could be an intrusion into that property without the security officers knowing about it. So that was left now, the girl's death had to be put on people who were within the house. That's the origin of this case, ladies and gentlemen. That's all there is.
Thank you.
Oh, that is the only thing associated with this case. It is not whether Gloria Musu Scott is former Chief Justice, NEC chairman. It has nothing to do with that. It has something to do with the death of an innocent little girl and the circumstances surrounding it, which were politicized by people on this network and other platforms for political purposes. And what we saw today was not, let me finish saying, give me 30 more seconds. What we saw today was not justice, because the killers of Charlotte Musu, they are still out there living and breathing. So this was an injustice brought about by the callous disregard of justice for political purposes. And that is the background of this case.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Uncle Sam, for your own take. Asiva?
So putting the case to rest now, right? And the last word on this Gloria Musu Scott case?
Asiva, give us your take now.
Okay, so as I said before, justice is not done in this case yet. And it's the obligation and responsibility of the state to ensure justice for the voiceless, for the dead, for the bereaved family, and for everybody. So I don't know whether this case is now a dead case or it's just a cold case. But I'm hopeful that the Minister of Justice will take some time and look into this case, because, you know, Thomas said it, they use our precious jewels, right? And we can't let young people just lose their lives without any accountability. You know, the politicization of all these different things is just crippling to the country, where we cannot, as human beings, look at these things objectively and look at the underlying impact of just losing a life of a young person who has some promise, who, were about to graduate. So, I'm mixed. I don't know Gloria Musu Scott from anywhere. I don't think she was the murderer. I think she has some ideas, some information. I don't know if they use a lie detector or whatever to determine whether she actually looked eyeball to eyeball to that person who she claims to have pepper spray. And then just the intrusion of different pieces into this case. It was not effective for justice, so this should be a case that we should always look at as Liberians and try to learn from and move forward positively, especially when it comes to investigators, when it comes to forensic analysis, when it comes to the pathologists, the medical examiners, and the court system. We have to work in concert, or people will never be able to receive justice in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Abba, for your contribution. Glennie, let's hear you.
So I think the miscarriage of justice was brought on by the government of Liberia when the case originally happened under the presidency of George Weah, with Musa Deen as justice minister. Shalom Musu died. Someone killed her. We still don't know today who is that person. But what I can say today about today's proceeding is the three justices in chamber today, along with the chief justice, whatever was done today was done within the confines of the law. The burden of proof is heavily weighed on the government, the state, the prosecutor, and not also that were they able to clearly provide reasonable doubts on that burden of proof? No. Now, I want to close by saying this on this case. If you think that this is the end of this case, let me tell you that this is not the end. If you think that there will be no civil lawsuit against the government of Liberia, you need to think again, because I don't think we've even seen the end of this case. 4 things the Chief Justice said today. Murder weapon was not produced. They said 4 people committed murder. They could not clearly say what each of those persons did as it relates to the murder that was caused. Thirdly, there was a male DNA that was found under the fingernails of Shalom. The government of Liberia at the time acknowledged that that was there and nothing was done. And fourthly, it says that the state also admitted that prior to this incident, the defendant's home was burglarized twice. Based on these 4 things, the decisions were made today. I am proud of the decision made today. It didn't bring justice to anybody, and like Dr. Francine said, it's not going to change Gloria Musu Scott and the other 3 people, their lives have been changed tremendously. Shalom Musu is dead. She's not going to come back. But what happened today was an eye-opener to say, yes, some things can be done within the confines of the law. And I am proud of what was done today. Thank you.
Okay, let me say mine. Let me say my own. I think I agree with some of you, and I disagree with some of you. I do believe, and Liberians, please hear me and hear me well. What we saw today was pure justice. I respect the Supreme Court. I respect the Chief Justice, like I will always say, because once they gave the ruling, that's it. You go up, you come down, you like it, you don't like it, the ruling in favor of Unity Party or CDC or what party, that's it. There's a reason why we have 5 of them. 5. We can never have even somebody that will break the tie. I will say this. That's it, folks. Like Fadiga said, What happened today? Jose Yima Boaka, the president of the Republic of Liberia, didn't pick up phone and say, I'm calling the Chief Justice. I'm calling Justice Wese. I'm calling Justice Johnson. I'm calling Justice Wodokori. I'm calling Justice Kaba, or what's the other man name? All of them. No, he didn't. The law will always be the law, whether you like it. I believe under the CDC regime, the persecution, the folks involved, the government at the time did exactly what they felt within themselves was right. That Gloria Musu Scott and the rest of the folks should go to jail. I would say my own fairly, I do not believe that Councillor Gloria Musu Scott killed her daughter. I do not believe it. I do not believe the old lady then that went to jail along with Councillor Gloria Musu Scott killed a shallow. I believe that somebody entered into the house and killed Shalom Musu. I believe the government at the time knew who the killers were, knew them, whether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to be on the show to call names. I believe the team of lawyers that came together that have money floating around, 150,000 or so, just to do this case. I believe some of them were compromised. I can say it. I'm entitled to my own freedom here. I believe some of them were compromised. And today some of them are. How can you find a male DNA and you put 3 or 4 females in jail? Does that make sense to you? How can a forensic doctor say one thing in Liberia because he's from Liberia, then the international doctor that came in say another thing because he's international doctor? Ain't nobody stupid here, folks. Election have consequences. I can say to you today, if you are ever going to make a mistake and keep former President George Manawia as your president today, and I think Uncle Sam will get mad with me, Gloria Musu Scott are going to spend the next 6 more years in jail. Or maybe forever and ever, amen. She was going to rot in jail. That other woman that was her, she was going to die in jail. Somebody played the system. Someone did something intentionally, knowingly, with an intent that we will win the next 6 years of election, and we don't have to worry about this. Like as if I said, the killers are out there. They are. But I agree with Glendy. What I heard today, they will find them. They will find them. Justice will be served. They will find them. All kind of nonsense story coming up. Some sedition knew. Joey, I know the full story of this case. Uncle Sam don't want to hear. Musa didn't knew. The former justice minister. Musa didn't want to hear. People say, oh, don't put a president name in it. No, folks. I come on the show to tell you the truth. I come on the show to tell you what in my heart. They knew. They knew who they were protecting. They knew exactly what happened. They buried the truth. But like they always said, the truth buried will one day rise again, jump up again, run again, fly again. So what was done today? That's what you call the law. I like to play this Oma. I was watching a clip and I enjoyed the Oma, what she said. I like to play it. I know some of my sedition friends will get mad at me. But I know that George Manawia know the truth to this story. Like the 3 missing boys. Like the auditors, some of them that died. Like Bati Yenswa. Like Gifty Laman. let Abba Peters, let pressure. The president is the head of state. They must come to him to tell him the truth. Leaders within CDC knew the truth. Get up and get vexed because I'm saying that. This got nothing to do with Joseph Yimabwaka. It's about the law got to be the law. One day, somebody, a good government, will find the killer, the person that killed Bati Yenswa. They will find the person that killed Shalom Musu. They will find the person that killed Abba Peters, Gifty Lama. They will find the person that went about to kill these innocent people because they were covering up for the government. The law will always be the law. But this too must stop. Listen to this, oh man. Listen to what she say about Gloria Musu Scott.
So you think what was done at the oral code? The
oral code Allah. They will not fair. The court want a fair decision today.
Who is Manaska to you?
Manaska is a female lawyer. That the women that we are promoting. Are you understand it? Manaska where she was Chief Justice before. Understand it?
There you go. There you go. Let me play what the senator said. Let's listen to the senator.
For me, but she was senator of Maryland County. And I think the decision, the judgment, the ruling of the Supreme Court was profoundly sound. I mean, if we had any other ruling other than this, would have been surprised.
Were you surprised with the initial ruling?
The initial ruling left a lot of doubts. How can you say that male chromosomes were found in the fingernails of the deceased, and yet all those that were charged were females? So a lot of doubts, and that's why we appreciate the decision of the Supreme Court. As the people of Maryland County, as a family, we appreciate this decision. Councilor Scott should be set free, and she will be set free. However, we're still not happy that the killer, the actual killer, is still alive. And so the county, the family will be pushing the Ministry of Justice to set in motion a framework that will identify, arrest, prosecute, and incarcerate the actual killers of Charlo Musu.
So what would you like to say to two separate trials here? The jury trial and now the bench trial from the Supreme Court. Will you recommend jury trial in our judicial system?
No, definitely the Supreme Court is the last place. So all cases start with the lower case. Unless you appeal, then it comes to the Supreme Court. So that's where we should go. We have to strengthen the lower the courts.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So as you can see, that's the senator. He's saying they are not going to rest. Ain't nobody will rest. It's only fair for us to uphold the peace, strengthen our justice system. No favor, no gifts should be involved. It brings folks to justice. The son of Councilor Scott, see him dancing.
Gloria Scott! Gloria Scott! Gloria Scott! Gloria Scott! Gloria Scott! Gloria Scott! Gloria Scott!
That's the son. Celebrating. Folks, if you want to add anything, let's do another 30-second real quick. I've said my piece. I believe the past government knew. I believe they buried the truth. I believe they had an intent to jail Gloria Musu Scott and the rest of those family members till they died and rot in prison. And I do believe the past government knew who killed Charlo Musu. with the intent to kill Gloria Musu Scott. They went for her. They went there to kill her, not to kill the daughter. They killed the daughter, they escaped, and the government buried the truth. But today, the Supreme Court of the land, the ruling came forth with all the evidence that this woman and her 3 family members are set free today. Dr. Richardson, your 30 seconds.
Not much to say. It's a sad day. Happy that she's free, but our justice system needs to be reformed. There's a lot of holes in it. To me, it's the death of the justice system in a way. To me, I feel we had some losses there.
Thank you very much. Fadiga, your 30 seconds.
Stanton, if you can remember last year, George Soto was here. He said that he mentioned that he had a conversation with Twe, and they said that they would have convicted former Justice Scott, and she would be thrown in jail. I still remember that show. I think I was on that day. Look, there was so many political tampering with this case. Like I said, justice was not served. It's not a matter of somebody being free. I don't think that former justice murdered that girl, or those older women in the house did either. But something happened. We just don't know what happened or who did it. And the reason we will never know is because our government did a sloppy job. They chose politics over doing the right thing. So this young lady murderer will walk away, or might walk away, because we just have to keep fighting until we can find closure, like the many other people that died mysteriously under the last administration. I thought I would just register that. But the ruling today, we predicted it yesterday. There was no other way they could have done it. With such a messy and sloppy case, there was no way in the real world that this lady would have been convicted. Had they done a good job, probably the real perpetrators will be out here today. In behind bars, I mean. But this is not justice. My heart goes out to the family. It's sickening. It's sad that there's no justice for the poor in Liberia. There's no justice at all. It's sad. Today's a sad.
Thank you very much. I'll tell you a second, Uncle Sam.
So, people have admitted that if Judge Weah the Supreme Court would have not overturned the conviction. I just want for Liberian people to just internalize that. Somebody said this on this platform tonight.
No, say what they want to say and call the person name. No one here is a coward.
No.
Say what they want to say. What you want to say and call the person name.
What's no
one here is a coward.
What is on the platform, right?
No. Let's break the law today. Call the person name that said it.
He said that in his soliloquy.
Correct.
He said in his soliloquy, in his
what does Stanton say? What does Stanton say?
Stanton said that if George Manuel Weah had won, Gloria Musu Scott would have not been.
Yes. She's going to die in jail. Let me say it good. Don't repeat what I said. We will give you a 30-second back. No. We will give you a 30-second back.
Say it, Stanton. Say it good.
If George Manuel Weah won this election November 2023, Gloria Musu Scott and the rest of them, 3 of them, 4 all together, they're going to die in jail with us in the sun. They're going to suffer. They're going to rot in jail. Because you know what? Your former finance minister that gave you all the consultancy and pay you a lot of money, that you travel up and down, he said it on this show, that Gloria Musu Scott were going to be guilty and rot in jail. And you know what I'm going to add to this? Joe Webb knew about this case. He endorsed the ruling on this case. He accepted the fact that... Let me finish. Yeah. The way you can say, you always say, let me finish. He knew about this case.
Listen, let me talk.
He knew about this case. Joey was protecting Valley Taylor and the former mayor, Jefferson Koji. You want me to say it? Let me say it. Joey was protecting his interests. George Manawia knew he was given the full story of the death of Charlotte Musu. It wasn't the first time they went to Gloria Musu Scott house. It wasn't the second time they went to her house. She complained to Musa Dean. She wrote a letter to Musa Dean. The one with the mindset and the intent to kill her. The government knew. The government planted their own prosecutor. The government agreed to give them over $150,000 and bring in folks and say these are the jury. They will put a helper and say she's guilty. We know the story. And today, under a good government, where the law will always be the law, the woman will sleep in her house tonight, worrying about her daughter. You have your 30-second back. I yield that time to you.
Okay,
My Uncle Samuel P. Justin, LSE.
Okay, so some of Liberian people, we are seeing here that the quality of justice within the Supreme Court of Liberia is decided by who is in power. That's what we're saying here. That if John Manawia had won this election, they were going to stay in jail. Do you know what this presupposes? It presupposes that there may have been an overdue influence in this case by the Joe Barker administration to overturn this conviction. It's simple something the book Costello Jesmo. If A is a cat, B is a cat, then A and B must be cat. No other way around. That there has been a politicization. Let me start. The B English are using a politicization means that the Supreme Court of Liberia is influenced by who is in power. So it means that the overturning of this conviction today was brought about because there's a new administration in power. And if this is the case, my fellow Liberians, this is a sad day for justice, because justice is not based upon the quality of the evidence, but is based upon the influence of the administration that's in power. I rest my case. God bless Liberia and save the state.
God will always save the state. God will always bless Liberia. God will always see Liberia. Liberia will rise again. But let me remind you, Uncle Sam, at the time the SG.
So you're coming back to me.
Let me remind you, I'm coming back to you before I go to my brother Ava, because he laid his head to me. Ava laid his head to me before I go to Ava, who got a broken spine. Let me remind you, I don't know if that is diagnosed with Ava, but maybe I don't know. But we'll come to you with us.
Okay.
Oh, my man, I just messing with the man. But let me remind you, Uncle Sam, the SG at the time, I think Yanti Twine, you know him, that's your friend. He tempered with the ruling.
I never met him, Santa. I don't know him.
Story, right? He met those people. It was so bad for him to go meet them. All right? He had a time that he spent with them prior to the ruling, prior to the sentencing, prior to the conviction. Let me tell you something, man. Let's stop this. Y'all stop calling me. Y'all don't call me. Tell me to shut up. No, y'all don't call me. Enough is enough. How can you run a government for 6 years? Y'all call me and say, tell the president order A. If that good thing, talk about Jowiya. If that the death about Peters, Gifty Lama, say Jowiya order A. When I see Jowiya say get CCTV. If that the death of Bati Yanswa, the man that left his home in America, his family, to go sacrifice in Liberia and do the poor job to restore dignity and transparency in the system. They want us to believe that he went up in one level and fell down and broke his leg and bust his brain and blocked him from an ear, as if to say he was on the World Trade Center top floor and he fell. They want us to believe that. You guys don't know that this can hurt, right? You guys really don't know that this is painful, right? You got children today, they will never talk to their father anymore. You got a daughter that just actually, she never even entered life. To say I'm married with children. To say I have my degree and I will work. Her mother will never see her anymore. You think this is the Liberia we want to talk about? You think this is the Liberia that we should accept? You're protected Valitali. He went around with Jefferson Koji. You know the truth. But I can guarantee seditions that one day somebody amongst you guys will say the truth. They will point finger and they will say, yes, I was there. This is what happened. Trust, it will happen. Let's move on, guys. You know, they'll say I'm mad. I'm not mad. I just got to tell the truth as it is. Let's stop playing politics. That's why they put remote George we are. They all say he's coming back when? Let's move on, man. They don't make us to talk, Uncle Sam. Even Alcedo got tired. He said, I can't come on the show today because my government messed up. That's what Alcedo said.
I thought Alcedo posted that he in Liberia. He posted a picture that
no, man. Alcedo not in Liberia, man. Alcedo is shame. The government messed up. He can't come. You told him Kano Barbara. You said Kano come back on the show. I called Kano Barbara. He said, oh, man, I can't come, man. That case too heavy for me. I beg you, I can't come today.
Well, how you saying the case the whole government mess up? That McGill and Sifa mess up. The whole government, they're not government no more. The people that
we're not talking about McGill and Sifa. We're talking about the government of Liberia on the death of Charlotte Musu. Are you with us, Ava, or you in
I won't get my closing on that.
Yeah, but we're not closing yet, Ava. Are you insulting on
that? Just said you're giving everybody 30 seconds again.
No, but now you're closing. I'll give you 30 seconds. Speak up, my brother.
Yeah, close on this particular issue. Yeah. So, look, my people, on a serious note, we can't give up on our justice system. All the noise they're not going to be making, we can't give up our justice system. We got to reform that system. And hopefully, part of it can start on this boycott government because it will not be easy. Hopefully, you have the opportunity to appoint some judges who can go and help, control a lot of the stuff going on in our judicial system. Whether it's improving the actual performance of the courts, whether it's, improving the staffing, the training to be able to really understand what justice is and what they're trying to do, whether it's the data system, the technology system in the courts, that everything is so manual today that the clerk can just stamp everything and be able to approve anything with compromising the judge's stamp. So there's just a whole lot of things that need to happen at all courts for them to be effective. And I hope, President Burger can initiate that process. And folks, I got 2 broken bones in my neck, the C5 and C6. So if you consider this thing from the back of the head going down as part of your spine, yes, Stanton is right. I got a broken spine. But I'm recovering. I will know more by the end of this week from the doctor. And, whatever the decision is or whatever happens. But please don't mind here about him saying I was in somebody's window. I was not in somebody's window. I was cutting the tree, climbing down the ladder. I won't tell the true story. They guy had a trouble, man.
No, but if I ask a question, why we'll end on this thing real quick? They say, can you stay PP?
Oh,
voluntarily or involuntarily?
If you want to ask the other thing, yes, it can happen.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, business. I can't move my neck.
I'm sorry. So let's move on real quick.
What you call your face for? I'll tell you.
Because you're cursing. Let's move on. As you can see over here, this is part of what took place today. All right, in the Gloria Musu Scott case, these are the documents. George, this is the law that the standard of proof to warrant the conviction is a criminal, blah, blah, blah. You can read all of that. It's on our page. I think it was signed by Sienna Yo, James Eto, Howard Wolokodi, Yusuf Kaba, Yamin Kwekwe Bese, and I think one person was off today. I would also like to announce that the report came up that the FIRE, the SG, the Solicitor General FIRE, were absent. No, he was in the court. He was there. There's a reason why they say he was absent, because he couldn't be there because he was one of the lawyer for Gloria Musu Scott at the time. So let me read exactly, because people run in and say, oh, I mean, he ran away because of the ruling today or whatever the case may be. But I will read exactly what took place today. It is important that I was not absent. I was in the court, but I was not qualified to sit in the prosecution seat because I was the lead lawyer for Gloria Musu Scott and her family member charged for murder. So he was there, but he was not absent. Okay, let's just get it straight. All right, they say, oh yeah, because we reported and we got to check ourselves. Yes, indeed, the justice minister were absent, but the SG were present. Ref Fadiga, we have to make that very clear. But he was the lead lawyer representing this thing. And just look at the hugs that were coming from all over. You know, the family members were happy. It's a good day today in Liberia, and again, may her soul rest in peace. Shalom Osum. I also like to say, to bring to your attention, these different documents. The Senate will be there tomorrow. The Senate, they will be in their place tomorrow. But something is happening. What we want to show down, I want you to look at this. Call to order, August 29, Liberia Senate Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. First day, second special sitting, right? That's the second time they're going for this. On the 55th. Call to order, devotion, roll call, reading and adoption of that agenda, unfinished business, report from standing committees, business on president decks. Okay? The president said, you'll come back. And these are the different things they're about to discuss. Statement and declaration of the reconvening of the first session presiding officer, communication from the president of Liberia submitting the recast budget fiscal year 2024. Everything is right there. So we know they're coming back. They'll be back tomorrow, the 29th. Now, but something is happening. I took a peek in the chat room. This whole thing we talk about visa. Liberians, you want to hear this. Most of the senators are scared. Most of the senators, they are afraid, they are complaining. Why the American are giving them visa? I try to cover this, and I think let me do that because it will only be fair. I want to show you a letter that was sent to Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow. I believe it's Senator Snow or somebody. You can tell me. I'm trying to cover it. Most of them are going to Europe. They're going to in the Arab country. They're going to Dubai. They're going to other places because they cannot.
I thought our culture broke off for them to go make farm. What are they going to Europe, America? What are they going to different countries for?
So Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam,
yeah.
Uncle Sam, well, I didn't hear you.
I said in an agriculture break.
Oh yeah, they got something on break, my man. Maybe it's on the
agriculture break. They should have been making farm.
Yeah,
that's why agriculture break for agriculture break. Not for you to go to Washington D.C. or go to Paris or go to Singapore. So it would be for you to go to Bokonjida, go to Putu, go to Sogowi, go to Riverside, go to Sestos. The way it's going to be going. You don't need visa to go to those places there.
You're right, Uncle Sam. But I would do. I think this letter was written to Honorable Snow, but let me cancel some personal information on this letter. It will be only fair for me to do so because I do not want Honorable Snow passport information, his date of birth. Maybe you know it, but I don't want to share it. So please allow me while I do this real quick. And the things are not allowing me, folks.
Call you a box.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, but it's not allowing me. So, but Uncle Sam, let's hear you. You're making some very, very unique point here. These guys then they are complaining in the chat room. I'm going to upload the messages from the chat room while we're closing the show today. The problem
is, Anton, everyone in there got wife, girlfriend, and children in America. Bottom line, they all connected to America. And with that kind of connection to America, you know, it makes it difficult for you to really, you know, take seriously the problem of this country because you have an alternative to someplace to send your children, someplace to go when something is not happening in this country. They are not fully vested in this country. They are not fully vested in this country. And until they become fully vested emotionally, financially, and psychologically to this country, we'll have the problems that we have. People have to be fully vested. They have to take their all and put it into this country. You don't have to have a skin in the game in this country. That's what I'm asking them to do. They shouldn't look at an American visa as some sort of a reward or some sort of punishment. If me sitting out here, if I don't have to go to America again, and I was living in a Liberia where there was good medical care, where I could have recreation, where I could do things, I wouldn't mind. But because of my medical condition, I have to go to America. That's all. When I go to McDonald's, Georgia, what do I do that stay in the house all day and eat cassava leaf or frozen cassava leaf and frozen fufu? Eh? That's all I do. But here, I go to my friend on 18th Street. I go visit my relatives in Gate Town. I go to visit all my friends all over the place. I go to nightclubs. I have a good time. I go to restaurants. I go to zoo place. I eat. I have a great time. I go to the Dumba Valleys of the places. This is paradise for me here. I'm not here in Liberia because I don't have a good life in America. I have a very great life there in America. And the only reason I'm in Liberia is because my constitution is Liberian. It's because I have more fun in this country than I have anywhere in the world. That's all I have to say.
Fadiga?
Closing? Are we closing?
No, I'm not closing. Let's talk about this senator. I'm uploading this thing. Let's talk about this senator visa issue. But you know what, Fadiga? I think I was able to get this thing up. Hold on 1 minute. I want to show this real quick. There are messages from the chat room. You know, I decided not to bring up these things, but I have to today. Okay, let's put this one up. I think it's in the chat room. I think I put it there. This one was sent to Edwin Snow. Okay. Chairman, Committee on Political Affairs. But this is what I want to pull up. I have the Black Edwin Snow personal information that they're giving him visa. Okay. Visa, all expenditure regarding the participant travel to and stay in the Netherlands will be covered by the, you know them, it's in the chat room. Okay. Can you find it? It's not there?
It's not there. It's not there.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I see that Acid though trying to delete our chat room, but he have not been able to. We have to block him from our chat room. Okay. All right, I just put it there. So just read that letter. Is there they say visa support letter to participate to the Clengendale Institute high-level programming exploring negotiation and mediation as an instrument for conflict resolution. This is the Hague, 23rd August 2024. With this letter, we would like to confirm the invitation and participation of the foreign person. All right, so read this. It's a very important.
So, and the same letter is in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
let me
it's
read the one in the room. All right. So
no, we're not reading all of it. Ava, we don't have time.
Okay,
I'll just share that for you. I want to go. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go just to get into the chat. Oh, so go ahead, talk to me on this different visa restriction that are coming up, and I'll put the text messages.
I don't see this as this is just an invitation for him to
I'll tell you that I'm in the chat room. I'm bringing you something.
Oh, to participate in some training. So the thing is, the visa restriction, I'm still a little baffled with the revelation. And I don't want people to go with the insinuation that is because of this administration, people are being restricted. Visa restriction could be for several different reasons. I think more of an individual thing. I just thought it would be good to make that distinction that there could be several reasons why people could be denied. A lot of those guys, have family in the States, either overstaying a visa, either it could be as small as carrying your children for vacation, leaving them there. It could be some infraction, something they did in the past, and something. I don't think the Americans just want to deny people, which will be a very unusual of the U.S. So I would like to believe that this is an individual basis, and so many guys have some things to settle with the U.S. authority. So with all having more details, it's very hard to know as get into the mindset of the Americans to see why they are making this decision. But the most prevalent reason why people get denied could be one or more things, which is either something you did, either not bringing providing proper documentation, or something they did while in the US that they want them to answer to. So I hope you guys will provide more detail. That way we can actually.
So let's understand something. Fadiga, you are quite correct. I want to put one of the many text messages in, from the Senate chat room. Because when we announced yesterday, like you asking for more details, somebody said, but maybe the senator and nobody denied them. Okay? But let's just check this out. Somebody is getting a feedback. Let's check this out real quick. This is from the Senate chat room today. Tell me what you make of this, Dr. Richardson. That's exactly my point. Do they have fear that I will not return? Why they didn't have that fear in my past role since 2007, and even as a private citizen using an ordinary visa. I'm going to put the rest of the information from the chat room out. It is concerning to those senators that they are denying them, those representatives that they are denying them, and they are saying, they're asking, what fear the American have? So I think we have passed the level of fear, whether you will come back, you will not come back. You got a 9 years job, they know that you will come back. That Richardson, don't you think that it's more than whether you're going to come back or not?
Yes, Stanton, it is more than whether you're going to come back or not. It is related to America's cardinal interest, which is human rights. America told us a while that they have changed their foreign policy to just sanction an entire country. They realized that the poor people in that country, as I said yesterday, tend to suffer even more than the rich people who tend to have the ability to leave the country. So now they're saying, we are not going to give you visa. You're going to stay in the country until you fix your own country. Because you have had the opportunity when you're sick to leave the country, to go to, another country, maybe the United States or China or Ghana. You have had the opportunity to ride the best cars. You have had the opportunity to eat better food than many of the Liberian people. So now stay in the country, develop your own country, and don't come to our country to use up our amenities and return to Liberia. Be like the rest of the people in the country until you fix the country. And that's what I see that the United States is, which is related to the human rights policy. They are abusing the human rights of the ordinary Liberian. And so, they have to pay the price for it. It's not about, coming to the country and staying overstaying your visa. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, thank you. As a what say you as these lawmakers then panicking?
Because the U.S. doesn't care or doesn't think that they go in there to stay. They know they won't stay. But they see it as either a badge of honor or a badge of privilege. And that's what the sanctions and the use of these different tools to try to curb certain things from these people, that's what they're using it for. Again, Francine mentioned the use of the system, right? Some of these people come, they use the medical system. Some of them, they do have privileges here through certain negotiations and certain deals to be able to access the healthcare system and any other benefit that they can get. So the U.S. is trying to deprive them, in a way, squeeze them a little bit. The U.S. could even get the partner countries that are really related with to impose those sanctions as well and limit them for traveling. The squeeze will be on more. So it's not about whether they're going to stay there or not stay there. The U.S. doesn't care about that. There's space in the country for plenty of people, but the U.S. want to make a point that your behavior is not acceptable, the way you're treating your citizens not acceptable. Some of the criminal things you have done or you have been accused of, those things are not acceptable either. So that's why they're doing what they're doing.
That's right. Uncle Sam, let me read this record, Uncle Sam, then you can come in. The second thing, look what they say. Only goat owners can talk goat and cassava leaf palava. Ask those of you they can give their visa to, or those with green card or U.S. citizenship. Some of us will not even be given 1 hour visa, so we can't put our mouth here. Uncle Sam, senators are talking.
Yeah, so look, many of these people have been to the States before. And many of these people have done things that the United States government is watching. They've opened bank accounts in the States. Some of them may have bought properties in the States. Some of them have children in school in the United States. Some of them have building ties in the United States, right? What I believe, without talking to anybody, is that they also, many of them have sent people in their offices to America, and 82% have not returned to Liberia. 82%. I put that in our chat room today. You saw that? 82% of Liberians who get B1 visa, non-immigrant visa, don't return. So they are violating the privilege of getting an American visa. So the United States government may be thinking, look, why do we allow these people to use our system and the good graces of the United States while they are abusing and dishonoring their own people? So it's a stark warning to them that they need to fix this place. Hi, sweetie. My wife just came in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. She just brought me something. So, so it is now.
Okay, I really don't want to see when you're a young man. When you're a young man, you used to really get your man in high town.
There you go. But I stay young. It's all in the head. Anyway, look, Stanton. The thing is, America is tired with us, Stanton. That's all that is. They've given a lot of these people visas before, and they open bank accounts, and the people see the quantum of monies that go into those bank accounts. Many of those people also got visa for people within their offices that went to the States and never came back. So the American government will be thinking, how is it we can get these people to focus on fixing their country? Because if we gave them that privilege of spending their holidays in the United States, it would not make them anxious about fixing the country. I'm just thinking. So maybe it's a policy now that is being developed to punish those or to force them to concentrate on developing their own country instead of running to America. That's what
you're right, good sir. The issue is that I would love to worry the senators and the representatives and like anything they say they do, we in the chat room we'll put it up. But this letter is a plus for Snow. He's going to represent, and again, either or, Snow know that he doesn't care about the American visa because he have tried so many times and they have denied him. So at least he's going to go to the Netherlands. He's going to go to the Hague. While at the Hague, I believe that he will ask to visit Chad State or probably if they allow him. It's a good opportunity too for him to go say hi to Gangi. If I was Snow, I would try.
You follow it.
No, it's a good opportunity, yeah, for Snow to go say hi to Gangi. You can ask if they allow you can.
It's in London. It's in London. Not
okay, that is same family. You can stay crossover and go there. So that's the way it is. Let me say this again. I came across this, which is true, of course. Private property for sale, including 3-bedroom apartment, vocational school, upstairs building. Interested buyer owner should contact DM me so that I can connect you with the property owner. If you know this place, you know where it's located. Actually, they are selling it. Again, that's free information promo we are giving, ladies and gentlemen. There's a place they call the CDC compound. The owner, I'm asking him to join us on Sunday to speak to this information and to speak to the nation about, let's set the story up. CDC were owing him, Mr. Dempster, plenty. They were owing him all the 6 years. They never paid a dime of his money, right? They had an intention to owe him for 12 years if they were to win this election. Now, Joseph Boakai won the election. We won. CDC went to him and said, listen, we want to buy your property. He said, no. Before we start any conversation here, you're paying me what you owe me. They did a calculation. They pay him for the whole 6 years that they were owing him. That's Richardson, Glendy. You owe the man, you're president, you're running government, you fail to pay the man. Because the water this location so bad, and it's from the main road all the way into the ocean. They get the man the money. After the man took his money, they came out and said, oh, man, let's sign the people that won't buy your place. The man said, no, you'll get the hell out of my property. The man said, you'll go, I'm not selling it. And that's the problem CDC is in today. That's why, whether you said it, but the announcement came out, and I just saw it on Facebook. I don't know who Zola is, but I think it's fair to say the man going to be given his property. He will be appearing on Spoon to speak to the issues about this property, his relationship with Archibald Bernard, who actually owned this. His family member that died, he's the only person alive right now. He will speak to this and to have CDC chase him, went after him. He's the only person living right now that have claim. If this man died, Archibald Bernard will own that property. So he couldn't stay in Liberia. He had to stay outside of Liberia. He had to negotiate. When he go to Liberia, he got to hire himself. So after Joseph Yima Boakai won, they went there and said, my man, we want the property. That man said, you'll pay my money first. When they pay him money, they say, can we buy it? We'll beg him. Man said, no, you'll get out. So right now, we can announce CDC is displaced. There is no headquarters. There is no compound. They're begging the man. And one of the information I received, the man said, tell me where you're getting money from. The money you want to give me to buy my property, tell me where you got it from. You had an opportunity, man. George Manawea, Eugene Nagbe, Janga Ko. You had an opportunity. Boba Molu, you had an opportunity. But you're doing muya muya. And you know this property, let me just add. This property, as you look at it, Fadiga, do you know that Jefferson Koji got 2 bedrooms? Yeah? You know that where he stayed? Yeah, he stayed there. The way he lived. He was kicked out of Jeremiah Kuhn's house on the 19th Street. Jefferson Koji lived in that place. So they gotta go.
Well, if I get one whole company can go either to the
best thing, Joel can open the Jamaica Resort at CDC headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Open Jamaica Resort at CDC headquarters. Don't forget Clone Church, that church. Church open is Jamaica Resort at CDC headquarters. But there you have it, folks. I gotta go. I say my own to Nepal. All my CDC friends that can call me.
I'm coming to go.
No, we coming to go, Uncle Sam. I know your wife just got home. Bear with us. We're coming to go together, Uncle Sam.
She just finished working. She came out of the bedroom. She finished working.
Okay, Uncle Sam, I really don't want to know. I'm just saying that I know your wife just
No, but you know what? Said she just came home. I don't want to put a team at work coming home late in the night.
Okay.
What does it matter what people think?
It does matter.
Let me put it what, this is the issue I would have Uncle Sam to speak to. This issue in our chat room back and forth of Ghanaian MP, member of parliament, said that they got $20 million that were hanging around. They sent it over from Liberia to Ghana and went in the Ghana bank. All of our CDC friends say, oh, the government about to steal, the government steal $20 million, They called me, I was so tired. I hang up on some of them. What's the true story here? We reached out, and the Central Bank of Liberia put out a statement, and it corrected all these things. Everybody was speaking to each other. Everybody was saying their own. And at the end of the day, these are normal practices. These are normal things. Uncle Sam can speak to it. This is the press release for immediate release from the Central Bank of Liberia that was sent out. You can read it. No corruption, no foul play. Politics is taking place in Ghana. Member of the parliament raised on the issue, and all these things were said and done. They said the government of Liberia want to have 20 million. John Balu said it's normal. It's on the front page newspaper. I spoke to Rodman CA. I spoke to folks in the government. These are normal things. No foul play. Nobody stole your $20 million. I heard some representatives saying $20 million went MIA. No, please read. It happened under Madam Salif government. It happened under Joe government. These are normal transactions. When the American gave you the money on the travel eggs, live in London, and there's some issue, it will stop in Ghana. They will put it in the bank. They will schedule a time from Ghana to Liberia. No foul play. You go ahead and read the story. On this note, 11:25 p.m. in Liberia, 7:25 p.m. here in America. We say, God bless you. These are the stories that we have for you today. Till we meet again tomorrow, we want to appreciate every one of you that contributed. Let me see what you sent on the Cash App. Let me do this real quick when we send. Then I beg you, you can leave us. Those that send money, allow me to call your name real quick. Please, if you don't want me to call your name, text me right now. But we want to say thank you very much that you contributed to Diamond and the entire team. To buy the microphone, I think we can get 3 microphones from this. It's very, very unique. Till Glennie decided to send her own, but she won't. Dr. Richardson, but Dr. Richardson will. We have Moses Tier. Thank you for your contribution. Anthony, thank you. BK Boli, thank you. Speedy, thank you. Rufus, thank you. Katumo, thank you. Azit, no. Azit sent on yesterday for something else. I cannot tell you thank you, Azit. Well, you squeeze your name here as if to say you sent something. So, yeah, the other people say don't call my name. But right now, we got $496. Right now, $496. And we'll try to buy this thing and send them. I think I will just send it to Dama, and they can buy it in Liberia. That would be better. I want to say thanks to all of you that continue to chip in, continue to contribute. Till we meet again. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God bless our country. For my closing, go to Uncle Sam. He got to go. Uncle Sam, do your closing quickly.
It was a very good show tonight. It was very civil, and we ran through the issues. We disagree on it, but basically, it's about Liberia and what we do here every day. I just want to tell Liberian people, it's not an easy task to spend 2 to 3 hours of your life away from your significant other. Other people have children, they have jobs and responsibility. You really have to give it to them. You really have to give it to them. They do a phenomenal job. And everywhere I go around the world, Spoon is the number one. And everybody just look at us like superstars. We're not superstars. We're just people who love our country. And we just like to express our opinions. And we like to put it out in the open and let the chips fall wherever they may. So I want to thank you all for continuing supporting the Spoon Network, for listening, and for us living in one of the greatest countries on the planet. And we hope to reach our true potential one day. And it's only with, love and care and the collectivization of our efforts that we can truly be the greatest country that God has given us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uncle Sam. I really care about you. Seriously, I do. You're a great man. Thank you for being part of the show. Fadiga?
So I will start with the central bank, since that's the last thing we discussed. Look, the central bank put out a press release today. Even the central bank called the Bank of Ghana put up another press release. As we all know, Ghana is approaching the elections. They're kind of concerned about campaign financing. One of the senators who I think is tapped as vice president of one of the candidates, put out this tweet. It used to be tweet, but he put out on his Facebook page. And journalists in Liberia saw it as something, but based on all the information that we have, this is a normal processing. This is a normal procedure to help us fulfill our economic need. Whenever the government need extra money, the Travelex, this money transportation company use Ghana. This is not the first time. Even the we administration used that process. It goes through Ghana, and then the next plane put on the next plane, and then bring it to Liberia. But like I say, we live in the era of fake news, and people will try to exploit every situation. And I'm glad they were able to resolve that and put it out. On McGill, I'm not surprised. We already know the outcome of this whole McGill thing. I'm surprised that they took that route, but we'll watch the case and see how it will end. And then I will say this to the Gloria Musu Scott case. It's a sad day for Liberia, but at least we do not have two victims here. I think Councillor Scott was victimized as well. Whenever justice is not dispensed adequately, whenever the burden of proof is not fully dispensed, that is miscarriage of justice. Mysterious thing happening in the house. We may never know who did it, but the fact here is every Liberian deserve to be to receive a free and fair trial. The fact that those guys chose to politicize this thing, young Chalo Musu has been denied justice. I hope the family file civil lawsuit. I don't know who they're going to file against. I have not really followed the case to know who. Probably the government, probably people that they still believe the suspect of the case. But the bottom line here is I pray that the family find closure. For those that were involved, you may never find peace in this life. You may have succeeded in evading justice, but the fact it remains, you're going to live with your conscience for the rest of your life. And that is painful enough. Stanton, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Fadiga. Folks, you asked what the cash up for is for Diamond and his team to buy some equipment and other gadget to continue what they did today. Those of you that contributed, thank you. Those of you that contributed, thank you. We're going to come to, we keep claiming for last. You refused to contribute.
Please let me go, and my church is having a referral.
Which one, in Minnesota?
Yes, I need to wash it.
Oh yeah, your church pastor Gobaje reached out to me.
Yeah, so I gave you your number.
Okay, go ahead, Mark. Close there.
So this week is our church's anniversary, 24 years on Sunday. I gotta be I gotta be in the pew on social media in the pew. Anyway, it was a great show today. It's always good to come on, Spoon. Can you please also add a Zelle number for some of us who don't have money to find money and contribute? I was really happy today that I was able to watch it from beginning to end. And I want to thank Spoon, Sis TT.
I can't believe that. You are saying that you don't have Cash App?
No, I don't.
That Richard, what's your Zelle information?
Please send me the Zelle information. I want to
make
a contribution because I think today, start interrupting my contribution.
Because she knows very well I don't have when she want to jam me. That Richard say, can you do it right now before she go pray? I'm begging you. Yeah, God. So all the time we've been talking about collection,
what kind of trouble is this? So I just send me the Zelle. I will send money.
Cynthia says she wants Zelle information too. Oh, but that
I want Zelle.
Put it up.
Yes, but I want to say thank you to Spoon TV, to Diamond and Nelson and everybody. Even when we were saying, oh, we couldn't hear, they were there. The control people were trying to fix it. Thank you, Spoon, for all that you do. Everybody may not agree with everything that you do, but one thing is certain is that the information about our country, we all have an opportunity to participate in it through this network. So I want to say thank you. So I already see your sister the number, yeah. He did it, he say, cheap. Send me the number. I don't know him.
Can you send the number that put it up?
Yeah, I was sending. I'm just trying to figure it out. Please, I beg you, so I can make the right.
For the number too, because
I know. I want to make sure. I just want to make sure that it.
And send it to me.
Yes, all right. I will.
All right, I leave my own with God. Two of you playing game. Yeah. Who let go with the seller one? Have I unmute yourself?
Yeah, for me today, I think the topics we had on hand, we really vetted those topics. So I want to use my time to give a couple of shout outs to people. I just want to again give a shout out to the Liberian Olympic track team because they started something that positive and it's probably energizing people from other sports to pick up, to get involved and help build their sports. Government cannot do everything. And though we cannot substitute for government in terms of the services, especially people from the diaspora, but we can help. So I want to give a shout out to the Liberian Basketball Association and the president, Mr. Abi Semokai, for appointing Boniface Satu, who many know was the former role fund manager, but he's also an athlete. He has been appointed as the chairman for national and global partnership, and I know he'll be reaching out to all kind of different stakeholders, whether it's media, whether it's money, whether it's the private sector, whatever, for us to help, bring basketball back to life in Liberia. Many of our young people are talented; they have skills. We have some young people here in the U.S. too who are playing the game. Even one of them is taking his group to Liberia in December for him to do a camp. He's about 10 years old for other young people. But Boniface started his basketball career, from Logan Town. So you can start it from anywhere, Niba Court. Then they went to a polo court. Then they formed Island Law basketball team. They won like a second division championship. He played for IE. He won 3 national championships. So this is somebody who has been in the game, even in high school. He went to the finals in a couple of different times. So he played for the University of Liberia and again, the Liberia national team. So this is a person who has held different positions, in basketball for both male and female. He understands the game. And in this position, when he reaches out to people both domestically and in the international space, Europe, Asia, whatever, because we got some Liberians playing in Asia and other countries. Hopefully they will be receptive to him for us to see how we can really build a grassroots program and be able to put Liberian basketball on the map. I always say we are talented, both intellectually and athletically, but it's just that we are restricted because we don't have any investment into those programs. Finally, I would like to congratulate my own daughter, Nyla Tukpa. As you guys know, she moved to California and to work with United Talent Agency to be eventually a talent agent. But she has successfully achieved becoming an assistant agent. She now has her own desk. She'll be working with the lead for digital talent from the creators department. And, for those group of people that in her class, I want to congratulate them too, because 5 of them were able to make assistant agent in a very short time. And that's a measure of success. So I just wish Nyla to maintain the level of commitment and effort she puts into everything she tries to do. And I pray for her continual success on the ladder of aspiration. Just how I want all our young people to succeed is just how I want my own children to succeed as well. So I'm passionate about success for young people. And I just hope that we collectively as Liberians can put more effort into developing young people and helping them achieve their goals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson.
Yeah,
Listen good, lady. I'm not talking too long. I'm just waiting for the information from Dr. Richardson.
She said she was sending a little.
Yeah, I want to just
share tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to just make sure that the money goes into the right account because, as you know, we were working on several different accounts in developing the zone. I just want to just tell everybody thank you for watching. Spawn is always great having you show interest in Liberia. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's
Thursday. Yeah.
Sorry, we'll be back here tomorrow with more information. I just want to just end by saying rest in power. Shalom Musu. Just rest. I'm sure through your memory, our justice system will be reformed.
Yes.
And that's all I have to say for tonight. I just want to also lastly give a plug in for Spoon Talk Business. Join us on Thursday We're going to have a fascinating business owner. We're going to be interviewing.
Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired, baby. I'm tired. I'm just tired. So you join us on Friday. I'm gonna just stop here because I'm just tired.
Right, don't worry. You can send it. You
That's
can
what
send it
happened.
more next week.
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing game. Well, folks, again, while we're speaking, people are still contributing. Right now, we got $661. Again, well, Dama sent this helmet that was that get pressed only for the head, the jacket, the vest, the microphone. We'll do our best to raise money today, tomorrow. On Saturday, we want to say, please contribute. We're going to send it to them. Dama said, yeah. Dama, can you come on? Can you come on if you're in the back, please? That they can buy this thing. Because if you see the folks out there without protective gear, he got hurt during the CDC issue the last time. And Nelson also. So it's kind of scary, folks. Sometimes the people say, your brain spoon here, we will do this, we will do that. It's very concerning. They will call me and I will tell them, say, listen, don't go there. They don't want you there, don't go there. It's better for us to do that. So again, want to say to you, thank you. Now, the letter that you was talking about Boniface Satu, yes, the letter Ava. He sent me the letter again. We'll speak to this letter the more. He was appointed, dear Mr. Satu. I'm pleased, to appoint you as the rest of it is there. It's a good thing. I want to say thanks to every one of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to say to every one of you, thank you. A beautiful show today. Thank you, Sis Glenny, and have a good church gathering. Abba, thanks a lot. It's always good to see you. I'm going to hang on till Damon or Nelson, whoever in studio. These guys are tired. Oh, Damon, you stay there? You're sleeping? Somebody woke you up? That's good.
No, I wasn't sleeping.
So the people say that they need Zell and come, man, I get Zell. That's the thing. But we'll put it up. Right now, we can announce that what was raised for you guys actually buying the stuff. Some people say don't call my name, but I love. I've sent $25. Berman L. Gibson Jones sent $15. As always, Naomi Kipper sent $25. Doris Bengo sent $25. Leslie is the name. Yes, I believe. Let me go by the thing. Just flew, Damo. Damo, keep it up. Maureen Allo sent $100. Thank you, Maureen. Leslie Dumba sent $25. Etta Phillips sent $50. Let's continue this trend. It's good. Moses Tier sent $15. It's a lot. I'm sorry if I'm calling your name. You don't want me to call your name. Anthony Stem sent $140. BK Body Wifo sent $75. Some people say, don't call my name. All right. I will not call your name. I will just wait. Somebody said, don't call my name from Speedy Moto Transport sent $50. Rufus, $20. Katumu, Petikwe. All right, I'm not calling your name. I know somebody else said don't call our name. So Diamond, right now we got $786. More is coming in right now. We got $806. You guys did extremely well today. And we want to appreciate Madam Titi, the CEO. We want to appreciate you, and you're doing pretty good. Nelson, Trukon, James Gooday, and every one of you guys. Can you talk to us if you have the picture, some of those headgear that you was talking about? Can we show it? And do you have the microphone there that you can show one? Maybe somebody would like to buy and take it to Liberia when they are traveling. This is the People's Network. And it's a good thing that they are contributing to the network. Is there any way you have the picture of the gear? If you want to buy it and send it, or you have it in Liberia, we appreciate. The last time Dama would tell you that he got hurt when they were covering the protests at the CDC headquarters, around the CDC headquarters. The last time again, you saw what happened to Nelson. They said they couldn't recognize him when the police officer, rough him up. They got to be identified. They got to be recognized. They got to put up the headgear that said press. It was his spoon press. I would just say press, So You watch us every day. I can say to you right now, we have over the people that watch this program today and those that watching continuously. Just look at this. Why you put it up? Let me tell you, that's it right there. We need that, folks. Dama, you want to talk to us about that because we had today 68,200 follow us, and they are following us right now from all the other on Spoon alone, people that came by and saw the program. Dama, talk to us about this. And how much is this?
Yeah, CEO, the last time we did a window shopping for this, that's a ballistic helmet. So it protects your head. That is top level. When you talk about the grade, it's top grade. And we went to some of the stores here. There was only one store that actually had it in stock, and they were selling a piece for $300. That was 2023. So I can't say whether or not the price has increased or there's been a reduction in the price as well. But these things are not readily sold here. You know,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not readily
What
sold
about the
yet.
vest? I want you could send me the
Try
vest.
to put the vest up as well, so you get them, you know, in stock in other countries, especially the US, Europe, and other parts of the world. But yeah, they're not readily sold, and you can have them customized. But for the microphones, you can get them here equally, so you can get them. You can get
Yeah, I
them
know.
from.
Best Buy said the microphone. I mean, the one that we talk about. You have one. You have them. Just one that you can show. You want to put this down and show.
I'm trying to
Maybe
get the
somebody would like
picture.
to buy. How many do we need the microphone? And because the first set, all of those things that we said, most of them broken. So let us know, and we can discuss this tomorrow. People are texting me they want to buy them. I would appreciate it if they buy them. And you know. Okay.
Yeah, so you want me to give you the list? I can do
Get
that
a list
tomorrow.
of, yeah,
Option
get it
two.
ready. Yes, yes.
And have
Get it
the
because
list.
people are asking me. Get it ready, and then we will go ahead and make this happen. I think this is the Zelle information, but we need a phone number. That Richard said we need a phone number for the Zelle. I know that's the account number, but we need a phone number. People talking about Zelle. We want to say we appreciate each and every one of you. A good show today, Dama. Thanks a lot. So you guys are not going. There you go. Yes, the vest over there. And
You
is
see
that
how
in
the
my
vest
earpiece?
looks? No, this you only see this with the law enforcement officers. Yeah, but they have a press version to this. So this is the press version, but this was also you see with the law enforcement officers. So it doesn't only protect your chest area, but it also protects your vital areas, especially as you can see against stones as well. So these are protective gears that are used all around the world. And someone said a helmet is like 25-30 on Amazon. I checked on
No, I'm saying that right now it's not. Somebody just sent
it's
it to me.
95, 150,
It's
depending on the
149.
yes.
149 is right here, and you have the vest, the whole thing, everything. If you want that, but that's a bulletproof vest. I don't think that's what you talk about. This is like $750. The other little
Yes.
one is just $150, $149.95. So find the one that is so reasonable, send it over that and, you know, folks are asking for it. Then we'll be able to see what we can do. But right now it's a good thing, Dama. We got $911 right now, and we'll continue on this tomorrow, Saturday, that you guys can be in get up feast somehow, especially you need embroiders, right? It's raining and not to mess things up. But you guys right now today, since we put up this, we raised $911, and I know it will be more to come tomorrow. And then you guys can have what you need. That when you get out there, people can recognize you better. Again, we want to say thanks to every one of you. Thanks for contributing. Thanks very much for being part of the show today. The great program. Thank you for supporting the network. It is your network. We'll say our own, and you say your own, and let's make Liberia better. Till we meet again, down one. Have a good night.
Good night to you. Good night to everybody. Thank you again for the support. Thank you for the good words towards the team and myself for what we did today. We appreciate it. It's because of you guys that we're here. And I want to say special thanks to the entire team for the work that was done today. Teamwork makes the dream work, they say. So have a wonderful night. Spoon Talk will be back here on tomorrow with another edition of the show. Up next will be one-on-one politics, or midnight politics, I should say, with Nelson Cole and the rest of his team comes your way right after this. For those of you listening via radio, we'll play you some musical interlude. But for those of you watching Spoon TV, we'll bring an end to this podcast as well. Up next, as I said, will be Late Night Politics with Nelson Cole. My name is Damas Langa. I produced tonight. Have for yourselves a wonderful, wonderful night. And